Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is non-responsive numeric keypad Dan Ryan.
I had no idea where you were going with that one, but yeah.
The next installment in our Stone Age Standouts series is here. This week, Dan and I will be discussing our top 5 games for the Intellivision. How did our hands handle that wacky-ass controller? Watch out for deadly discs, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Good point. Hi, everyone. This is episode 606. It's the week of February 20th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the hell else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, how are you doing?
I'm fine. It's, there's not enough new snow for it to continue to be the amount of snow that's on the ground, and as cold as it is without any additional snow on top of it. And I feel sort of upset about that because it's still fucking everywhere, like the city is still a mess, but now it's just all gray and gross, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, the snow situation is moving along pretty well here. We're just about out of snow. I don't think we're getting any this weekend.
Oh yeah, I think I might be
crappy and rainy. Let's see. Saw a wintry mix a couple of days ago. Now that's moved off. Oh yeah, we're getting rain. That means this snow is going to be gone, which means I'll finally have sidewalks back so I can walk Hopper.
That's
He's
exciting.
been very unhappy with the snow because
yeah,
there are no sidewalks, and he's very confused on to where to poop. He's just having a hard time.
I am too. So right now, according to Apple, which is not always very accurate, Sunday night into Monday, I'm scheduled for 1 to 2 inches, and then Wednesday.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's right. A firm 1 to 2 inches.
I'm on my way.
Then possibly some on Wednesday, and then possibly some next Saturday and Sunday. That is what the Apple
yeah, my Apple's just got Sunday's rain, Monday's winter mix. Are any sort of accumulations there? Yeah, like half an inch of sleet, and everything else on the forecast is just snow. So it's honestly fine by me because we're going to be well above freezing. Like, there's no highs of 30s for the rest of this week, which is great for me.
I would appreciate it if the winter mix would come with presents. That's like if they could mix some presents in, because like that's what it was supposed to be. I just wish
the wintry mix was like, snow, sleet, $20 bills. Skittles,
yeah, this is what I'm saying. Come on, man.
Like, why does it always have to be the same mix, right? Like, come on, nature. You can do better than that.
Jesus. Well, I mean, she's a woman, so,
Jesus Christ. Well, look, we've got
Obviously
a lot to discuss tonight. There are some fun things that need to be talked about, including that state of play.
Yes.
So I think we should just kind of get to business here. I think we should get started. And talk about the Intellivision.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So, let's just kind of shake things up a little bit here with the way we do this. What is your history with the Intellivision console?
This week I played it a bunch. No, so like I had played it obviously, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, at this point. And I didn't know anybody who had one, I think I had gone to like some family friend's house and there was a video game system there and I played it and I was like, well, it's not as cool as like the Coleco, and like really never thought about it again. You know, none of my friends growing up were like Intellivision, like they weren't longing for the days of Intellivision, right? Like
they weren't Intellivision sympathizers.
Yeah, you know, like my one buddy was like a big Atari kid, you know, so like I would go over. That's where I played all the Atari games. So I went to my buddy Nick's house, but like I didn't know anybody that like still had an Intellivision set up, and it wasn't until years and years later through like, you know, talking to you and being like, oh, I guess I should check out this thing he fucking talks about every now and again, and then like shmemulating and whatnot. So yeah, really, honestly, just not a ton of experience with it.
Same here. Intellivision's always been a blind spot for me. I never really knew it existed when I was a kid, because, you know, we're just kind of at the age where we're a bit past when the Intellivision was really being advertised.
Yeah.
So I learned about it, you know, when I got a bit older, when I worked at Funcoland, I was able to obtain my first Intellivision. I realized today that I currently own 5 Intellivision consoles.
That's too many really Intellivisions.
Because I have never played an actual Intellivision until today.
Yeah.
I amassed these things, and then I never turned one on. I have never actually played. I've played a couple of Intellivision games via shmemulation over the years.
Yeah.
Not for very long. But just because the console itself has never properly interested me. It's interesting from the standpoint of like this was a counterpoint to the Atari 2600 in a lot of ways.
Right.
But the games themselves never really jumped out at me. So like I've played them on collections here and there and been like, yeah, I just don't know about this one. So today was my first time properly playing an Intellivision. I took one of my Intellivisions and I connected it and it didn't work. And then I took another of my Intellivisions and connected it and didn't work. And then I wound up using the so I've got 3 Intellivisions, one Intellivision 2 and one Telegames. What the heck's that called? The Telegames Super Video Arcade. Mm-hmm. The Super Video Arcade is cool because the controllers are detachable, which is nice.
Yeah.
Whereas the regular one, they're hardwired. But I wasn't able to get it to read any of my games. Like I got that one to power on, but I couldn't get it to read games. I think if I had futzed with it a little bit longer, I would have been able to get it working. Because it seems to work fine. It's just, also the video signal was really poor because there's something with while the controllers aren't hardwired, the AV wire, unlike the regular Intellivision, is hardwired. So that one, I just wasn't getting a good signal out of. So I wound up using my Intellivision 2, which one of the controllers wasn't working. So I took the controller from the Super Video Arcade and used that in my Intellivision 2. The video signal was great. I played it on my CRT back there. And
that's the white one, right?
The Intellivision 2, it's smaller, it's
the white one.
It's a really nice looking system. The discs on the controllers are much better when they work. They were the one wasn't working at all, and then the second controller was working pretty sporadically. I have to say that all in all, it was a pretty wretched experience. This is probably the worst controller I've ever held in my life. And while the games themselves, I played some games that I had a lot of fun with today.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that the controllers are just terrible. They're just absolutely awful. So I was able to play.
I don't remember.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't remember the ColecoVision number pad thing being nearly as bad as the Intellivision.
It's not as the ColecoVision's much more solid. The controller is a lot more solid. These are very, very thin.
Yeah.
The weird membrane kind of number pad was not. It hasn't aged well, and I mean that literally. Like they just haven't aged very well.
Yeah.
Of the games that made my list, 3 of them are ones that I actually have the cartridges for. Unlike the Atari one, I didn't bring them over here because there's no artwork on the cartridges. Like even on the camera, you just see me holding up a little black rectangle. So I decided to skip that. Skip that for this.
I was going to say I might have a black rectangle I could go grab real quick. Hold on, and here's one of my favorite. I mean, there's a brown rectangle, but oh wait, no, I have a black rectangle. This for all you non-video people. I'm holding up. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not even going to lie. It's fine. I don't have any black rectangles out here, I don't think. No. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Fresh out of rectangles. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I can honestly say, having spent several hours with the Intellivision, I really don't care for it, and I don't see myself going back to it very often for the rest of my days. I mean, it's taken me all this time to boot up an actual Intellivision, and that controller is exactly as crappy as I expected it to be. But I really like the notion behind it with the overlays, because I have the overlays for all my games, and that was really cool. It was kind of cool because like on some things you put in the overlay, but you can't feel where the buttons are on the overlay. So you got to look down all the time to just make sure you're pressing in the right direction. And that was really kind of annoying for certain things. Like, it's a neat idea, the overlays, but I just don't know. I think this system was very ill-conceived. This controller was very ill-conceived. The system itself is very interesting. The way the games look, the way they sound. It was definitely more powerful than the 2600, though I think the 2600, I feel like a lot of the games that I played that were on this and 2600, I like the 2600 versions better.
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
But anywho's, yeah, I am not a fan of the Intellivision, but it was a crazy good learning experience. Like, I played a bunch of games, I tried a bunch of things out. I tried a lot of games that I saw on, like the best of lists for Intellivision, and been like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't like this at all. Like, there's a couple of like easy picks on mine, but there were a couple of ones that you would think would have been higher, or like that should have appeared on my list, that just didn't, because I played them and I thought, this is fine, but
yeah.
So anyway,
with that being said,
do you want me to go first?
Well, I was going to say, what letter does your first game start with?
Mine starts with A. This is the one game that I knew for sure was going to be here when I started.
Okay, well, you get to start us off then, because my first one is a B. What do you got?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Best.
No, my A is Astro Smash.
That's what I thought, yeah.
I love Astro Smash. I love Astro Blast more, which is the Atari 2600 version of this game,
right,
by M Network, which is technically Mattel. So
yeah,
the Atari 2600 port I like better. It's much faster, but the Intellivision version, well, it doesn't move as smooth, and I don't think it sounds as good as the Atari one. The Atari one's got a crazy good sound. The fact that everything is smaller and more spread out makes the game a lot more playable. Like, I was able to get farther into it than I typically was in the Atari game, because the Atari one is so fast. But that's part of its charm. But that said, I really enjoyed my time with Astro Smash. I thought that was I'd play the Intellivision version of this before via shmemulation, and the disc wasn't terrible with this one, because you're just moving left and right. So yeah. I mean, for anybody who's never played Astro Smash, it's kind of like, I guess the best way to explain it would be kind of like a cross between Asteroids and Space Invaders. So like, you move a ship like Space Invaders, but the asteroids are falling down, and when you shoot them, sometimes they split up into smaller ones. And when they hit the ground, it doesn't kill you; it just costs you points. So the more you blow up everything, the more points you get, and the fewer points you lose. And there are also these like atomic bombs and these like guided missiles that'll come down at you that make these loud noises and whatnot, and you got to blow those up, because if the atomic bombs hit the ground, then you die, or if the heat-seeking missile hits you, you die. But it's a neat game. The way that the background changes colors, I found very jarring. So when you score a certain number of points, you like kind of level up, and it changes the background colors to like these really garish colors. The game looks pretty solid when it's black in the background, but when it's like purple, it's just I don't know. It doesn't quite work.
I mean, I see what you were going for, but the black is just easier to read and therefore play, right? Like,
and look like space.
Which is what you want in your video game.
So I don't know. Astro Smash is a great time.
Don't fucking start yawning now, Chris. We're 10 minutes in. Should I be recording this?
The thing I will say about my list is that I largely avoided multi-platform stuff, and not including stuff that started on Intellivision and then wound up getting ported elsewhere, like arcade ports. is something that I kind of avoided, and I suspect in a few seconds we'll be talking about. So why don't you go ahead and take your turn, and we'll go from there.
Well, the first game on my list is one that prove you wrong, is actually one that I did just discover this week. Like I had just, for whatever reason, had assumed that it was just something very different than what it was and never really spent any time with it at all. But that would be iMagic's Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's a good pick. I like that one. I considered it.
It's pretty fun.
It didn't quite make the base. Yeah,
it's pretty fun. Like I had a good time with it. So I think it kind of gets unfairly labeled like a Donkey Kong like, and I mean I guess that is what it is, but it's also, I don't know, I feel like it's just a pretty different experience as you're playing through. It's so much faster than Donkey Kong. There is some similarity with the jumping over obstacles, but so for those of you who don't know Beauty and the Beast, you start off as a dude named Buford, which is like
not enough people named Buford these days.
There's just enough people named Buford, I believe. Whatever that number is, I think it's just not enough, if not high, if we're being honest. But your character's name is Buford, and you must scale up the old mutton building to rescue your girl Mabel from a so he looks like Non from the Superman 2.
Yep, that he does.
That's 100% what he looks like. That is not what he is. He is a beast. He just looks like a big bearded burly Kryptonian. But he's holding your very blue girlfriend at the top of this building. But the gimmick here is that you only go up 4 stories at a time, and you can only go up levels when the window is open. There's not like ladders or anything. It doesn't really make a ton of sense. And it starts off like pretty slow and pretty easy because Mabel like throws hearts down at you that make you invincible, and like there's like fireballs and shit coming down or whatever to get in your way. And you can get through the first building pretty quick, and like you scale up the 4 floors, and then you get to the top, and the beast falls from the top, and a helicopter comes to rescue you and Mabel. Great. Then you go to the next building, which is basically essentially the same building, but it gets crazier and faster and more shit on the screen. And as you progress through the game, it does get to be pretty fucking fun and pretty challenging. I was really pleasantly surprised with this one.
Yeah, I messed around with this a little bit today, and I'd played a version of this in the past. I like it. It is, it is a take on the Donkey Kong formula. I think it's an interesting one. I don't think it does Donkey Kong as well as Donkey Kong does, but it's certainly better than Donkey Kong for Intellivision. So,
yeah, that's true.
And also, this is one of those kinds of games that playing this with the disc was a wretched experience. Just not okay. And I will have you know that the controller that I used was one that was functioning properly. It's just, it's just not good. But no, that's a solid pick. That's not what I thought. I thought you were going to go with Burger Time.
Oh no, that's the next game on my list. Spoilers.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Then we'll get there. Because we're just taking turns, right? We're not just going overall alphabetically.
Yeah. No, now you just go back to you. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. It's a cool game. I had never, like I said, I had never played it. I, for whatever reason, thought it was associated with the television show, which makes no sense because the game came out way before the Ron Perlman TV show. But in my mind, as I was looking at ROMs and whatnot, I was like, oh, fuck, Beauty and the... Ew, I don't want to play that. That show sucked. Can't imagine it's any good on the Intellivision. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hold on, I'm checking something.
I will not.
Very dare you. I thought this was on Atari too, but I guess I'm crazy. Anyway, my next one jumps way ahead in the alphabet, and that would be Shark Shark.
Oh,
I like Shark Shark.
Last on my list.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've got 3 past that one alphabetically.
Holy son of a bitch bastard.
Yeah. Shark is great, and it's unique to Intellivision.
It is. Yep.
It's your little fish. It's like, I don't know, fish katamari almost, right? Because you're a little fish and you eat fish and you get bigger, and that lets you eat bigger fish, and you can like nibble on this shark's tail and piss him off, and it's a really fun game. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just one of those really basic concepts that works really well for what it does. This was one that I do not actually own this one. That makes me sad. Because this is kind of one of the Intellivision games that I think a lot of folks think of when they think of the Intellivision brand. Yeah. But
this probably would have made the starter kit as well, because it's relatively affordable, right? And it is like one of those singularly identifiable Intellivision titles, right?
Yeah, it's very Intellivision.
Yeah, it's a great name. Shark is a fucking awesome name for a game. That's great.
Well done.
And they like the what is it? The like itch.io and whatever. There's been a bunch of games that have kind of copied this formula throughout the years, right? Of you eat something, you get a little bigger so that you can eat the next thing, get a little bigger, right? Yeah. And like you said, Katamari is like that too. I wonder if
this is the start of that. Like, I can't think of an earlier game that utilizes that concept.
I would have to imagine. I mean, this came out in 82. This was a Mattel game from 1982. I would have to imagine, right?
I'd be very curious to see if I could find an answer to that. Not right now, obviously, but
it's also a pretty, for the time, for 1982, it's a pretty good looking game. Like, all of the different little aquatic creatures and whatnot, like they all are pretty identifiable to what you're not like really stretching the imagination to be like, well, I think those things are, a lobster. Like, no, it fucking looks like a lobster.
It looks pretty good, all things
or
it's
whatever. Fuck. What did you think the scorpions look like in fucking Pitfall? Yeah, the aardvarks, right? Like, you're not stretching it that way, You're like, oh, that's a fish, and that's a that type of fish, and that's a fucking that type of fish. That's a lobster. That's a shark. Yeah. It's a good game.
Yeah, but, I love that one.
Yeah, Shark is dope.
You said that was on your list?
That is the last game on my list, because the next game on my list, Chris, is Burger Time. At which, you knew it was going to be on my list. I fucking love Burger Time. I talk about Burger Time all the time. I think Burger Time might be my favorite old school arcade game. I think it might be. Like, I think I finally, at 45, am comfortable enough in my own skin to admit that. Right? You don't
look. Burger Time is phenomenal. It's
fucking great.
Such a good arcade game.
And the Intellivision port is really good.
It is a very solid port of Burger Time, and I think the reason that I didn't pick it really just kind of depends on how you're looking at this. Like, if we're looking at it as, is this just one of the best Intellivision games all around? Maybe. Is it the best? Like, right now, if you were to play an Intellivision, what would be the point of playing the Burger Time on Intellivision other than to be able to say you played this version of Burger Time, because it is a lesser version of Burger Time. Like, yeah, it's.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I feel like it doesn't with the arcadey type stuff, like the ports. What struck me about them a lot was that there's such lesser versions of those things because of the controller. Like, if I'm gonna play an Intellivision, I might consider playing Burger Time, but at that point, why am I going to play Burger Time here when I could play the arcade version, right? Because that's readily available in the world now. Yeah. The NES version, which is far better. Like, there are just so many better ways to play Burger Time. I had a hard time putting something like that in this essentials list for Intellivision, because there are experiences that I thought were so much more specifically Intellivision than that. You know what I mean?
I do get that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just arguing why that didn't make my list. So, like, with Atari, like, yes, there are other ways to play California games, But the Atari version of California Games is specific to the Atari 2600. Same with Junior Pac-Man. Like,
yeah,
I could play the arcade version of Junior Pac-Man, but it is very different from the 2600 game, which I think is better. So that's kind of why those landed there. Whereas this one, I just kind of stuck with things that scream Intellivision specifically to me.
I get that.
That said, this is a great port of Burger Time.
It's a great port.
It looks the part. It sounds the part.
It sounds good. It does control pretty well. Everything you just said, you're not going to like the next game on my list either, then.
Well, that's not to say I don't like it. I love Burger Time. I love Burger Time. I wish it was better at Burger Time. But
I do want to get better at Burger Time.
I hoard pepper. Like, I'm always so afraid to use the pepper because you have such limited ammo. So I end up hoarding pepper, and then like I also am always going for the trick where if you like flatten an ingredient while an enemy is walking on it, the whole thing goes down. So I'm always aiming for that. I'm very impatient in that respect, and way too patient in the pepper hoarding department. Like, and then I wind up just dying because that game just doesn't like me. And the second stage gets so much harder. I don't remember this is that
it really does.
One. Because like the first stage is just a rectangle, and the second stage it comes down to that funnel, and like so you got to start like I got to get out of here immediately, or I'm gonna get trapped. Like
there's a lot of bullshit right from jump,
right out of the gate.
Yeah,
love it. Good pick.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, my third game, I kind of feel like is I don't know. I love this game, and I've always liked this game. This is another one that I've played via emulation in the past. And I booted it up today just to see if I still liked it. I was like, yeah, no, this is great. It's Snafu.
I didn't get to Snafu. Tell me about Snafu.
Snafu is basically the Intellivision version of Surround, or like Tron Like Cycles, basically. Except it's 4 players, where there's 4 characters on the screen. And you just, you are a line, and you draw a line, and then you want to basically not touch anyone else's or your own line. And so you just kind of race around and try to trap your enemies and call it a day. It's a very simple concept, but it's extremely fun. And there's just, I don't know, there's something about the look and sound of the Intellivision one that, you know, it's the name Snafu that works really well. And I don't know, I've always liked this one. This is one of the few games that really just reminds me very specifically of the Intellivision. And I had this cartridge as well. And like I said, I plugged it into my system today and tried it out with this rectangle controller. Yeah, and yeah, it was a good time. I had a ball with it for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this one. This is a solid game, and it's got its own personality. And even though the disc sucks, it's still very doable. So yeah, yay Snafu.
All right. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about that, but I will check it out. Because the next game on my list is another arcade port. A very fucking expensive arcade port. And had I checked the price before we started recording, I might have put something else on here. But I went with Dig Dug. Because if Burger Time is my favorite arcade game, Dig Dug is pretty close to the second spot, if not firmly in that second spot. I really, really love Dig Dug. I think it's a super, super fun game. And the Intellivision port is really, really good. It's just really solid. I mean, what is there to say?
I haven't played the Intellivision version.
It looks good. It sounds good. You know, and it should, right? Like, this came out in 1987, so we're getting towards.
So this is a late one.
This is like one of the later releases for the Intellivision. But yeah, it's a really, really solid port of a really super fun arcade game. So, Dig Dug it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at a video of it, and it looks pretty nice. I wonder what So No Swear Gamer at the time that he reviewed it, he had been ranking like all the Intellivision games.
Okay.
At some point, this was 6 years ago when he reviewed Dig Dug, and he placed it at number 9.
Like all time on the list?
Looks like it. Yeah. So again,
I'll take that.
Just at the point that he had gotten, right? Because he was doing it one game at a time. So it looks like it beat out Beam Rider, which again, I didn't know Beam Rider was on Intellivision. That's interesting.
It's not a good version. For some reason, when I was sitting down to do this week, I was like, man, I think the Intellivision version of Beam Rider is really good. I think I've heard that somewhere. And if I had heard that somewhere, it was incorrect. Because it's not a great version of Beam Rider.
Unsurprising. I have found that a lot of games that are on other platforms on Intellivision weren't necessarily the greatest versions of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my fourth game is really great, and I really wish I owned this one physically. This is the other one that I had to play through Shmemulation today, which I have played in the past, which I've always liked, is called Thunder Castle.
Okay.
This game is so heckin' cool. A lot of people put Lock and Chase really high on their list of best Intellivision games.
Yeah.
And I messed around with that, and if you're gonna, for my money, if you're gonna do a maze game on Intellivision, you've got to do Thunder Castle. So Thunder Castle is it's a I want to say Pac-Man-esque. It really isn't specifically like Pac-Man. It's not really about claiming territory so much, but it's like you have this. You start off in this forest maze, and there's this really cool looking dragon running around, and you got to navigate this maze and kill bats. And you've got a shield, and the woods keep forming and blocking your path around you, and then you get a key. You go into there's more dragons. You go into a castle which has all these skulls all over the place. Again, this is a game that I'm not very good at. But it's really cool looking. It's interestingly well animated. The dragon looks really cool when you kill it. And there's wizards walking around, and this is a very neat game. If you haven't tried this one, I definitely recommend it. It's as far as I know, it only ever came out on Intellivision. And it is you're right. It's really cool.
It's a really good looking game very early on. This is 1982. This is, early on. Not the beginning of Intellivision, right? But pretty early. Dig Dug, we're talking 87. This looks just as good as Dig Dug does. I think, it's a solid looking game. This is one that were I so inclined to play more Intellivision games, and I don't think I'm going to be. This is one that I think I would spend some more time with. I don't think I felt enough from it to be yes, this should be on my list.
Yeah, no, this
but it is very cool
definitely
looking.
On my list. Apparently, this got ported to the Xbox 360 at one point.
Really?
Huh. Yeah. So this was
son of a bitch bastard.
Yeah, it was originally developed by Mattel. Let me see. What is the 361 one? Is the same? Oh, there's no screenshots of the 361 on Moby Games. It's one of those. It's just a fascinating little game. It's a really fascinating game that on another platform I would spend more time with. There was an
with
Intellivision
a different
Evercade,
controller.
There's an Evercade cart with Intellivision stuff, which I'm pretty sure has this on it. This is a solid and interesting old game, which it's just very unique to the Intellivision. It just screams that system to me. I think if you're going to play a maze game of the Pac-Man ilk, again, this is exactly like Pac-Man, but it's kind of that variety. I think this is the one to go with.
All right. Well, the last game, because it was Shark, but the last game that I have on my list is actually exclusive to the ColecoVision. As far as I can tell, I did a bunch of looking today to try and see if it's been anywhere else. But given my love for Burger Time, the unofficial sequel, Diner, has made my list because Diner is really fucking cool. Have you played Diner, Kris?
No, I haven't played Diner before.
Okay, so Diner takes Burger Time and puts it into an isometric 3D-ish kind of thing where you have to kick shit down the stairs to make submarine sandwiches.
This is weird looking.
Yeah, it's fucking
it's
cool.
Called Diner the Burger Time sequel.
Yes. It's like the 3D, the isometric-ish-ness of it is really strange, because then there are parts that really don't feel isometric as you're playing it. This was a 1987 joint as well, so it looks very good. It sounds very good. This is a super fucking cool game that, like I said, as far as I can tell, is nowhere else other than the Intellivision.
Yeah, it's looks like this actually wound up in the 10 spot for No Swear Gamer. This was
cool.
Way later, so
yeah,
that was the like I don't even see Beam Rider in his top 10 on here anymore. So
it's just it's super weird.
A bunch of stuff.
It's super weird that a sequel to like one of the most popular arcade games of all time has never appeared anywhere else. That's like a really weird thing.
Associates, and yeah, it's just only been on Intellivision.
And like it's made by Data East. They put games fucking everywhere. Like,
well, it wasn't made by them. It was actually
published
made
by Data East.
According to Moby Games, it was published by Intellivision.
Oh, was it? Then it was developed by Data East, wasn't it?
I have developed by Real Time Associates.
Isn't that Data East?
Don't believe so.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong then. I thought there was Data East. Oh, whatever. The fuck do I know?
I mean, it must have been licensed by Data East, because it's definitely Peter Pepper. It's a sequel to Burger Time. Let's see, for use with any Intellivision, blah, blah, blah. What's the back of the box look like? Trademark of Data East, used under license. So yeah, look at that. They licensed the character, but they made it for the Intellivision. That's pretty neat. What are the credits here? Ray Kastner.
Whoa, the Ray Kastner?
Let's see, what else has he done?
Burger Time.
Yeah, 1983, the Intellivision version of Burger Time. He did Masters of the Universe, Super Pro Football, Diner, Mountain Madness, Super Pro Skiing. So yeah, he did a small handful of Intellivision games. That seems to be just about it.
I mean, I'm a boy from Jersey. Of course, I put a game fucking called Diner on my list. If that was,
of course, you did.
Like, if it was even remotely playable, that was making the list. It just happens to be a really solid game, and it might actually be my favorite game on the Intellivision, because it is, like I said, so much of my list. Shark isn't anywhere else, and it's kind of a uniquely Intellivision thing. But a sequel to Burger,
really cool. I was completely unfamiliar with this game.
It's great. Diner is my top choice.
Huh. Well, my final choice, I don't know if it's my top choice, but my final choice is Tron Deadly Discs.
Yeah.
I like this game. I hadn't really messed around with it before. I'm a sucker for Tron. And
it's good.
I turned it on and I was enjoying myself. And then the big space paranoid showed up in the middle. I was like, yeah, okay, I like this. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
And I found myself sticking with it for way longer than I expected, because, I started playing. I was like, yeah, okay, this is okay. This is kind of fun. This is okay. This is the game that I was having a lot of trouble with the aiming.
Right.
Because of this stupid controller, the numeric
not what you want in a
like,
Tron game.
Not so much. But I got the hang of it, and I couldn't put it down. Like, I just kept going, which is, I didn't expect to have as much fun with as I did, but I really did. So it wound up making the list. Took some time, but I did it. And once I was done, I took stock of everything that I'd played, and was like, yeah, no, I really liked this one. This is definitely one of the recognizer. That's what it's called. This is definitely up there for me. I rather enjoyed it.
I think it's interesting that no sports games made either of our lists when it was kind of known for sports games, right? Like, or am I misremembering that?
No, yeah, sports games were definitely what this was known for at the time. Because these sports games on this were far more realistic looking than the ones on Atari.
But it didn't make either of our lists?
No. Because I just don't really like them all that much.
Yeah. So
we got some feedback on these, huh? Do we want to go over prices or what? Yeah, let's go over the prices.
So give me your list in alphabetical order with your prices, so we can see who is a fancy bitch.
According to price charting, Astro Smash is going for loose $4.08. Complete in box $8.95. Shark goes for $12 or $27.49. Snafu, all of $3.62 or $10 for complete. Thunder Castle, $25.24 or $61.11 complete. And Tron Deadly Discs is $5.97 or $15.15. I mean, I think you've got me beat on price for sure.
so beat on price. So I'm just adding up my complete in box, because whoo boy, does Diner really push that over the edge. So Beauty and the Beast, loose is $5, complete in box is $12. Burger Time loose $9, complete in box $16. Dig Dug, like I said, had I realized before we did this, I probably would have put like maybe Popeye or something, or like Space Patrol, I don't know, fucking something else on there. Dig Dug is $35 loose and $76 complete in box. Diner, the only one who I think is maybe worth the price, $36 loose, $88 complete in box. And Shark, like you said, $12 or $28 complete in box, which would put my loose titles at $97, or complete in box collection for my standout list is $220 fucking dollars.
Never for Intellivision stuff. Not in a
Do
million
not
years.
spend that much money on Intellivision shit. Just don't.
Cannot say I'm a fan.
No.
Don't see myself going back to it. I'm still glad I own the system, because it is a very interesting piece of history.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
I should sell off my
It was
extras.
fine. It was fine. I really like Diner. I really like Diner. And maybe if I had spent some more time over this last month, but life continues to happen and there's other shit to play. And nothing really grabbed me. So I cheaped out a little bit and went with some arcade ports that I know are safe, but I had a good time. And I do think, like, if you're going to play games on the Intellivision, these are games you should play. Like, I do stand by my picks,
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I just don't think the Intellivision was all that special. And maybe that's because I didn't grow up with it, Maybe that's because
maybe if I had some nostalgia for it, but
I just don't.
See it. It's not for me. It's not my thing. Yeah. It does not excite me. But I am really glad that we did this. Like, I had a lot of fun figuring this out and hooking the old Intellivision up and finally giving it a proper go and experiencing this, blank spot in game history. And I played a bunch of games, because I have a lot of Intellivision games.
It's nice and easy, too, because you can just, like, with these old games, right, you can just jump in for, like, I know within 5 or 10 minutes what I'm looking at here. It's really not going to change all that much. So
we've got some listener feedback for this episode. We're going to actually back up just a tiny bit, because our good friend Ferg pitched in with his objective 2600 top 5. No particular order. I love this. Space Invaders made the 2600 into a juggernaut. Previously, home video games were mostly a Christmas item. This game changed all that. Also, it's arguably better than its arcade counterpart. I would also argue that, as I did during the episode. I think this is one of my favorite versions of Space Invaders. A phenomenal pick. Adventure gave graphics to the popular computer text adventures of the day. Extremely simplified, but the red duck seahorse dragon chasing you down was and is terrifying. Of course, Ferg's going to pick Adventure. Ferg's a big Adventure fan, and I don't blame him.
No.
Pitfall. When I was a kid... Pitfall. We'll talk about that in a second. When I was a kid, I did notice that the Activision games looked and sounded better and different than the games made by Atari. the fact that Pitfall had these qualities and was 10 times bigger than Adventure was mind-blowing. Yeah, Pitfall is an incredible game. I played the Intellivision version today, which was really weird because it looks almost identical, except the vines swing in a really unnatural way. And also there's a different button for getting off the vine, which was... I couldn't figure out how to get off the vine. I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And then I pressed a different button. It's like, oh my God, there's a button for jump and a whole separate button just for getting off the vine, which is so dumb. But also the weirdest thing is that it looks almost identical, but sounds like totally different. It's really weird.
I have a separate button for getting off.
Well said. Warlords, basically competitive breakout. If you have 4 people in this game, all of you are going to have an incredible time. That is very true. Sorry, I need to write down before I forget it. Got it. Sorry, just taking notes as I go. And then Solaris, probably the best looking game on the system. It squeezed so much out of a 10-year-old system and kind of gave the 2600 new life for a little while. This is great. Absolutely wonderful list. We talked about Solaris on the last episode a little bit, and I agree. That was one that I overlooked. That's a really cool game. But he has another one. My subjective 2600 top 5 again in no order.
I feel like I should read this one.
Yeah, you should read this one.
Boy, do I disagree. One of these. Ferg's subjective top 5 again for the Atari 2600 miniature golf. When people now complain about the sounds and graphics of the 2600, this is the game they are talking about. It's all squares, lines, bloops, and bleeps, but the gameplay is there and fun.
Hard
Superman.
agree. Miniature Golf for 2600 is genuinely good, and I only really know it because Ferg convinced me to play it, because I always looked at it and said, I don't know, I'm not playing Miniature Golf. And then I played it, and I was like, oh wait, this is actually really good. This is really fun. This is awesome.
I'm actually having a good time, son of a bitch. Game I did not have a good time with, though, Superman. Is this the first case of a console game using another game's engine? Maybe so, but it expands the rules of Adventure and makes a hell of a lot more noise than Adventure. It also has a more confusing layout, and that's saying something. Well, maybe I do.
Yes, it really is. We talked about this on the show, last year before?
Yeah.
And I finally really put some time into it, and I really enjoyed it. Once I got the hang of it, this one clicked with me. So, I'll agree with Ferg.
Still better than the NES one. I'll give you that. Kaboom! The best battle game ever created. You see the lit bombs and hear them crackle and watch everything eventually reach crazy speeds. And then you think this game is smaller than some texts that I've sent. Yep.
Which is crazy. Yes, Kaboom.
Kaboom is fucking dope. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Cosmic Arc. This is one that I am not familiar with at all. Even twitchier. Am I familiar? I don't think I am. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn.
It's an iMagic game.
Maybe. I'm fucking getting old, Kris.
It's pretty memorable. There's a big glob in the middle of the screen that's the Cosmic Arc. It's
dude, I got to tell you, the memory problems are still strong. Almost a year removed from my last treatment. Like, I am taking my mother-in-law. She has a cruise that she's going on. I'm taking her to the airport tomorrow. Which I promise you has been told to me multiple times before today. But as of today, it was fucking brand new information for me. I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, I guarantee somebody's told me. Had no idea. Anyway, Cosmic Arc, even twitchier than Kaboom, if that's possible. The gameplay is great, but stay for the starfield and the snapping laser beam. Junior Pac-Man, sure. Pac-Man on the 2600 wasn't great. Miss Pac-Man went a long way to fix that. Junior came perhaps too late to the party, but he blew his parents... That's a weird way to end that sentence, Ferg. No, there is more. He blew his parents right out of the water on the 2600. It has no right being this good, but it is.
Great. Yep. That made my list. Junior Pac-Man's an incredible game.
Yeah.
Incroyable, as they say in French.
They do. I've heard them. I've been there.
Thank you, Ferg, for that list, but we're not done with Ferg yet, because Ferg got more. So Ferg then says, I didn't grow up with Intellivision. Only one of my friends had one when I was a kid, and I spent an afternoon at his house playing it with him. Years later, I finally got one, but because I grew up with the simpler games on the 2600, I still haven't gotten much into the catalog, so my list is limited by that. Once again, in no particular order. See, I think the Intellivision's just not that great, because I feel like this is a similar thing. Like, it's a blind spot. I haven't really played a lot of it. There's a reason a lot of people haven't played a lot of it.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a reason it's not as popular as the 2600.
Well, Major League Baseball. This is the game that my friend Russ and I played the most that afternoon, and the one I liked the best. I could not believe how much more advanced than Atari's Home Run it was. It was actual baseball. Yeah, that's a very solid point. Home Run was pretty simplistic. Yeah. Astro Smash, yay! It's look at this. It sort of combines asteroids and space invaders. Yes, indeed. And it does a great job of it. Losing points when an object got by you was a nice touch. Yes, Astro Smash, great pick. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Cloudy Mountain if you're nasty. This game is more the Intellivision version of Adventure on steroids than a D&D game. It looks intimidating, but it's a lot of fun. I did not get this one at all. I tried to put a little time into this one earlier today, and I was like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't understand it.
There's 2 Dungeons and Dragons games that are
games,
they both rate pretty highly, and I played them, and I was like, man, I need to put more time into this than I'm willing to. So
I didn't.
Right off
this
the
is
list.
The one that I have. The Cloudy Mountain one is the one that I have, and I don't have the other one, so I didn't even bother trying to shmemulate it. Just wasn't interested after this one. This did not scratch the itch, as it were. I didn't find the joy in it. Pinball. This is a go-to game for me whenever I play Intellivision. It looks great. It's very colorful, and the physics are pretty good. The table is 2 screens wide, so you get some variety. Yeah, this pinball for Intellivision is pretty solid. And then Beauty and the Beast. Is it Donkey Kong? Is it Crazy Climber? Is it Popeye? Sure is. It starts out deceptively simple, but gets difficult quickly by adding different enemies and obstacles as you go. It's a very satisfying when you reach the top and knock Gaston in the furry suit off the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Good picks, Ferg. I like it.
Yeah.
You want to take the next one?
I will. Genix writes in Intellivision just fascinates me. I love the sound and music, but it's such a pain in my hands to play. 100% agreed. Here's my picks. Bump and Jump. Solid game. I like Bump and Jump. Burger Time. It's a really good port. You're not wrong. Diner. See, that's why me and Genix, I like that guy. Tower of Doom, a really cool game that's similar to Advanced Double and Dragons Cloudy Mountain, but switches from maze view to like a 1v1 action segment for the fights. Thunder Castle kind of plays like Pac-Man with the mazes, but the maze walls change. The music is why I put it here. It is so impressive. That is a solid list.
The music. Thunder Castle's music is like classical music, like actual classical music that's just Intellivisionized. It's really wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's see. Unas Levin says, I need to play more Intellivision. By all counts, to me, looks like a better version of 2600, all but that control pad. Yeah, so to kind of respond to that, I have to say, it looks like a better version of the 2600, but I find most 2600 versions of these games I find them more fun to play. I just didn't have as good a time with this.
Yeah.
Genix did a SpongeBob gif of his hands all messed up after playing Intellivision.
Yep.
I don't. Scion Storm says, I don't have anything really to contribute to the episode, but I bought an Intellivision about 10 years ago alongside a bunch of games. The only one I really remember playing was the Tron game that uses the talking adapter. It was clunky at best. Always wanted to spend more time with it, but never did. I'm just... You can do the last list. Yeah, you can finish this off.
I like Chronodins. I've never played an Intellivision, so I'm just going to say, yep, what Genix said. That's my list, too. Played a ton of Bump and Jump on the NES. I'm going to boldly assume the Intellivision port is just as good. I would argue it's not. But it's still a fun game. Like Bump and Jump is just kind of inherently fun.
It works pretty well on Intellivision, but the NES one rules.
Yeah. Rumbleminz's list for the Amico would be Shark, Astro Smash, Demon Attack, Finnegan Fox, and Cornhole. So yes, all of those were great. Yeah, they were outstanding.
The Amico, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Intellivision Amico. It really is just such a shame, though, because, you know, you look back at this system and you see the type of games that were on there, and they were so close to being really, really good, but with a shitty controller, and they were onto something. Not to go, you know, fucking down that rabbit hole again and getting the Tallarico people up in arms or anything, but it's just such a shame I'm so much less interested in this system and learning anything more about it than I was before all of that started too. You know, which is just kind of a shame.
Yeah, the Amico really kind of tarnished the reputation of the Intellivision tad.
It really did. And that's a bummer. It means Diner will forever be locked to the...
You never know. Duke Nukem Forever came out, Dan. Anything's possible.
I mean, that is fair. But I don't think there's a lot of people like fucking beating down the door like, where the fuck is Diner, you pricks? You fucking, you gatekeeping assholes.
Look, they released a Snow Brothers collection this year. Yeah. So again, I say anything's possible.
Yeah, that is fair.
So, I have thoughts on our next system.
Okay, I mean, so next on our list, if we are following the original plan, would be the NES. However,
we were going to skip Coleco?
Well, we didn't do Coleco the first time.
Oh, when we didn't.
When we did starter kits, we went Atari 2600 to NES. That was the way we went. So I was going to humbly suggest that we do ColecoVision, because that one I do have experience with and would like to talk about.
I am actually going to agree with you. We should absolutely do ColecoVision, but I'm going to say we shouldn't do that one next.
Oh.
I had such an interesting time learning about the Intellivision library. Which is something I'd always wanted to do. And I thought it would be interesting to do that for one other system that was competing during this time period that has a pretty exclusive library of games.
All right, what you got?
You can tell me to go kick rocks.
Oh, I'm already in. I'm in.
All right. Then I would like to suggest that our next platform before ColecoVision be the Odyssey 2.
Yep, I have no idea.
That's a system that I've played I think I've played Casey Munchkin on it, and that's about it. I have one. I have a stack of games. It doesn't have a huge library, but it certainly has enough.
Okay.
And it's I think almost everything on it is exclusive to it. Like, it's a very unique platform.
Yeah,
and I would love to do what we did with Intellivision for the Odyssey 2 and spend some time with it and learn its library and pick our picks.
Yeah, and it'll finally help me spell Odyssey.
There you go. One of these days, you'll get it right. I had thought, well, boy, it would be cool if we did it for Channel F, but there's just not really enough games for Channel F.
No.
I think there's 13 games total or something. It's just, no, Channel F I would have to pass on. But I'm looking at these other older systems, and the Odyssey 2 was kind of, that was in there. It wasn't as big as the big ones.
Yeah.
But, it was there. They put a real shot into that one. And it's a neat looking platform. I would very much like to cover it. So that's what we're going to do.
The Odyssey 2 is next on the fucking list.
There it is. Fantastic. And with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to cover week-old news, including the very eventful Sony State of Play. You are listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. Do
you enjoy the Stone Age Gamer podcast and other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network? Do you wish you could listen to them sooner than the regular unwashed masses? Do you wish you could contribute in some way? Well, then you should check out the Geekade Patreon. Yes, the Geekade Patreon is a wonderful and very much appreciated way for you to help us pay the bills and keep our shows running week after week. As a Geekade patron, you'll get a monthly podcast topic schedule and early access to nearly every show on the Geekade Podcast Network, as well as access to a patron-exclusive monthly show called DC's Amazing Movie Time from the creators of the Weekend Rental podcast. So head on over to patreon.com/geekade and become a loved and appreciated member of the Geekade Patreon team and get early access to shows like the Stone Age Gamer podcast, this week's episode, Turning Tracks, and a whole lot more. See you there.
All right, everybody, we're back. We took ourselves a break. Dan talked to Ellie again. I don't know about what, because I didn't have my headphones in. I had an Oreo cookie and some chocolate milk, and it was glorious. It's been a heck of a 5-10 minute break there. Really very eventful.
Lots of things, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening.
Yeah. A lot of plates spinning, levers.
Yeah, so many
like
plates.
That. Very, very, very good stuff.
So many
Which
plates.
means it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. And first up, Ubisoft workers. Polygon reports Ubisoft workers go on international strike in response to impending job cuts and RTO mandate.
Good.
Boy, Ubisoft sucks, huh?
They really fucking do. Oh, God. It just seems to be every fucking week there's just something about Ubisoft being shitty or, like, taking advantage of people or canceling games that people are actually excited about. It's just... I think we can all say that the French are terrible. And this is just further proof.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. I like their toast.
Their toast is okay. Their fries are average.
How dare you? Their toast is okay?
Yeah, their toast is okay.
What kind of French toast are you eating? French toast is amazing.
French toast really is the cat's pajamas.
Fries are good, but I prefer freedom fries.
100%. I prefer loaded potato skins, thank you. Like a real American. Put more bad shit on top of that.
Remember when that actually happened? Freedom fries?
Yeah.
That should have been a sign of things to come, right?
It was. I think I remember some of us saying back at the time of like, oh, fuck. We really are this stupid. God damn it. That's going to come back.
So here's the deal.
Bite us in the ass.
I'm gonna read the next one because you need to read the one after that.
Okay.
So GameSpot reports Uwe Boll is making his own new House of the Dead movie and wants you to pay for it. I didn't get any farther than that. Because Uwe Boll has made some terrible movies, including, from what I've come to understand, a pretty terrible House of the Dead movie. And now I believe that there's a real House of the Dead movie coming out, and Uwe Boll is just like, nah, screw it. I'll make my own with coke and hookers. And you're going to pay for it. Kickstart this thing. Is it Kickstarter, or what's he using?
It doesn't matter. It's going to get funded.
It's pissing me so off that I would say, give us the money, produce the film with us, buy some of the perks, Boll said in his signature unfiltered cadence. We will really compete with that other movie. Boll characterizes his 2003 movie as, quote, the most hated video game movie ever that turned into a total cult classic. The film scored 15 on GameSpot's sister site Metacritic, indicating overwhelming dislike, and sports a generally unfavorable 2.2 user score. I don't know that this movie has achieved cult classic status. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, even ironically, that they would like to watch this movie, but what do I know?
Isn't there like one scene where like it does the pan around like it does in the game, but it's just so fucking terrible in the actual movie? Or am I thinking of some different shitty ass zombie movie?
Is it a zombie? Kind of sounded like you were talking about Doom for a second there, but
no, it's definitely not Doom. I think it is.
Because they did the
Uwe
first person shooter at the end of Doom too. But
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's real bad.
What else? He did Blood Rain too, right? What else did he do? Oh
God, did he?
I think, I don't know. Let's see. Uwe Ball.
Has he done anything good? Because, like,
I don't know. I really don't.
He keeps working.
Let's see. He did German Fried Movie. Never heard of it.
Oh, is that like Kentucky Fried Movie, but in German?
I have no idea. It was from 91.
Kentucky Fried Movie's fucking great.
Part of America. All right. House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, In the Name of the King, Blood Rain 2. You made another one of those?
Jesus.
Wow. Postal. Oh, God. Alone in the Dark 2. Rampage, but not that Rampage. Not the video game Rampage. Oh, good. He made a movie called Auschwitz. I'm sure that's very tasteful. Blood Rain, The Third Reich, In the Name of the King 2.
Wow.
Zombie Massacre.
Wow. All of this sounds...
He made a lot of movies.
All of this sounds
there was a
like...
sequel, Rampage Capital Punishment.
Stuff I'm sad I've missed?
Anger of the Dead? Or, what? Rampage. President Down. Citizen Vigilante. First Shift Vengeance. First Shift Redemption. So he's got 2 TBA First Shift movies, with the first Shift having come out in 2024, starring, and I use that word very loosely, Gino Anthony Pesci, Kristen Renton, and Gary Pastor. Look, I've never made a movie. Well, I've never made a theatrical movie. So, he's got one up on me there. But,
he does. He does.
You do have to wonder how this kind of thing just keeps on happening.
Yeah. This is more than enough time spent on Uwe Boll because, Kris, this is actually
enough.
Genuinely exciting. Our friends over at Toy Arc report that McFarlane Toys has grabbed the Sony Games license. So pretty famously, Todd McFarlane has been making action figures, really, really nice action figures, for a very, very long time, right? McFarlane Sports Picks, Movie Maniacs. More famously, over the last few years, he has been doing the DC figures, which I think are all upstairs. I don't think I have any McFarlane DC figures down. Doesn't matter. Whatever. No, actually, there's a Joker's over there. It's fine. He has lost the DC license back to Mattel. Mattel was making DC figures for a while, then McFarlane got it. Now McFarlane has lost the license. Mattel is bringing a new collector's line and a kid-focused line, all that shit. So to replace it, McFarlane has grabbed the Sony Games license, which I am super excited about. In their press release, they say that the first 2 games that they are going to be doing figures for are Helldivers, which is fine. The one that really excites me is God of War, because the God of War figures that I never got years ago are really, really expensive now, and there's some really, really nice bootlegs that are out there that are made by like third-party companies that aren't officially licensed, but they're also prohibitively expensive. You know, we're talking, over $100 for quality figures, but very pricey. The belief, because these are going to be in the lines that he has had with other things. So like he has done some Fallout figures, some Warhammer figures, some Doom figures. They have 2 different lines there, or like sub-lines called the Gaming and the Elite lines. And those are 7-inch figures. That's kind of what he does. So to get new 7-inch God of War figures is awesome. They also mention games like Last of Us, Uncharted, Twisted Metal, The Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, Bloodborne. There are so many fucking figures that he could do. I am so excited for this.
I just keep thinking of Parappa the Rapper.
But I was going to say, like, so
they
what...
would be flat.
If McFarlane Toys could make one PlayStation line that you would be excited about, what would you want him to do? Like...
That's tough. Like, I have a couple of the Totaku figures. I have them behind me.
Yeah.
I love the Lemming that they made, but like, I don't know that I need more Lemmings figures.
Right.
Boy, what PlayStation property would I love to have an action figure of? You know
I would love a really nice Nathan Drake. You know, the NECA one is great, but it's more expensive. Sometimes, I mean, you can find it sometimes cheaper now, but it's definitely not something. It's not so good that I want to drop the money on it. It's the same thing with like the God of War figure. Like, let me see. Let's do a little.
It would be really cool to have a Blasto.
Blasto would be really cool. Yeah, so I'm looking on a couple different places. Some of these look
Gran
like
Turismo.
yes.
Give me some of these articulated Gran Turismo figures.
Some of these look like bootlegs. Some of these are not complete. They're missing some of the accessories or whatever. But like on eBay right now, a complete NECA Nathan Drake with all the accessories and shit. It's $125. Like,
oof.
Yeah,
a Nathan Drake would be pretty cool. I think Sony technically owns Qbert now. I'd buy
that would be something.
SingStar.
SingStar would be really nice. Now, I think
I'm not the hugest fan, but Sly Cooper, Jack.
I was just gonna say Sly Cooper. I think could be really cool.
Sly Cooper figures would be neat.
Sly Cooper would be really fun. I do think Blasto would be cool. I think Medieval would make for an awesome figure. You know?
Yeah, but I'm like looking down their list of IP that I put together for my PlayStation Report stuff, and like,
yeah,
I don't see anything here that I like enough that I would buy figures for. Like, for if I'm being real here, like,
you know. Yeah, I think Nathan Drake would probably be the closest for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having it. Like, I really wish there was a Totaku-sized Nathan Drake. Like,
yeah,
I would like that, because I bought the Aloy. I think Horizon would do really well with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Horizon's a perfect pick for it. The Aloy Totaku is not great.
Yeah,
Jack and Daxter. The dude from Journey. Oh, Astrobot. Jesus. Astrobot. Give me an Astrobot.
Yeah, that would...
Give me a cool-ass Astrobot figure. That's what I want.
That would definitely work. Yeah, regardless, I think this is great news. I think getting more quality video game figures out into the world is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think McFarlane Toys is perfect for that situation, but like,
yeah.
So just because I'd want to see them, not because I think that they would sell particularly well or even be a good idea, but I would very much like to see McFarlane do Legend of Dragoon figures.
That would be awesome.
The level of detail that he tends to put in, that they tend to put in those figures. I think the Legend of Dragoon characters would look incredible.
Legend of Dragoon would be great. Wild Arms would be great. There's a ton of stuff.
I'm not even kidding. This is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. Best of both worlds, MLB The Show.
I mean, yeah.
Tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
Does
he still do the baseball figures?
Yeah, so he does. He still does the sports picks. One of the Aaron Judge figures that came out a while ago was aligned with the show. It had like show branding on it.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good news. I think this is great.
I want a Loco Roco.
Bunch of little Patapon.
Yeah.
Basically, so like what I'm hearing, Kris, is that you would like me to get some construction paper and send you some PlayStation figures is what you want.
I mean, look, I have the Parappa Totaku and he's fantastic.
No,
he's flat, which I love. And I have a promotional inflatable Loco Roco around here somewhere, so I'm good.
We are missing some of the obvious ones though, like Siphon Filter, Infamous, right? Like I know they're not exactly your cup of tea, but like these are pretty big brands. I really want
Shadow of the Colossus.
Fuck, that would be an Ico and like that. I really want a very cool, big, detailed Sweet Tooth. That is like... And McFarlane kind of does that like over-the-top grotesque thing really well.
Yeah.
I think just a really detailed Sweet... That would be like very, very high up on my wish list. I might even do a fucking post about it. Not that it would make sense for the website, but I might do this and, just put it up for free. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, moving right along. Time extension reports close. Quote, we're getting close. Hyperkin's much-delayed portable Genesis, the Mega 95, inches toward release. They showed this thing off, I want to say, like 2 years ago now.
2-3 years ago?
At the start of 2024. So it's basically like they're making their own new version of the Nomad. Mm-hmm. And it looks real nice.
It's got a great-looking screen on it. Yeah.
And apparently they've just been trying to nail a couple of bugs and problems that they were having with it. Company revealed that after a lot of testing, iteration, and late-night problem-solving, we believe we found a solution to the obstacles that were holding the Mega 95 back. Things are finally moving in the right direction, and we're nearing the next big milestone. This thing looks neato.
I think the biggest thing for this, in addition to being a portable Genesis, is that it is also able to be plugged into your TV. So
just like
really,
a Nomad.
Yeah, you really are getting the best of both worlds with this. And Hyperkin makes good shit. I know they're not the top. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, I think, on the show, right? They're not the, tippy top that they used to be. A lot of companies have come after them, but they still make really high quality products.
They do. They're capable of lots of good stuff. And this is basically the Nomad. I have to wonder if it has a controller port like the Nomad does, because the Nomad you plug into a TV. The Nomad was a portable Genesis. Just plop your Genesis cartridge in there and go.
Yeah,
it's neat. I'm glad it's coming along. I'm glad they haven't given up on it. I'm glad it's still cooking. Let them cook.
This next story is something that I'm super fascinated by, and this I think is really, really cool, and I want to know more about it. Time Extension reports that this is the best way to play fan translation on original hardware we've seen so far. For most people, emulation is the best way to experience unofficial localizations. I certainly know that's how I've played through certain games, in the past that don't have official translations. However, if you want to make things as authentic as possible and use the original cartridge, then Delta Island's Delta PCB SNES translator is one of the most impressive solutions yet. It is a 100% reversible translation option that lets you patch in alternate language options on your original cartridge. They then go to show some of the specs and some of the things that it does. This is really cool. This is really, really cool. It looks like it is going to be per game, right? That's kind of what I'm seeing here. So right now they have one for Chrono Trigger, and it is right now it looks to be about $25. Delta Island, it is a British site, so it's 24.90 pounds. I don't know exactly. I think that's like about $25, right?
Sure.
I don't know. This is really cool.
Let's go with yes. Yeah, no,
this is really cool.
That is really cool.
I think this is, this is certainly a much more intense way to do it than to just play a fan translation, but like, or an emulated fan translation. But some people really are sticklers for playing shit on original hardware with the original carts, and this is a cool solution to this, or to that problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's very creative.
Yeah.
Speaking of translations, I know this isn't a very big news story, but it made me happy. Time Extension reports you can now play the 1986 Famicom Disk System version of Konami's Moero Twinbee in English. This game was originally released in the United States as Stinger, which is a game that I absolutely love, but understand that is missing some stuff from its Famicom counterpart, including a 3-player option. So you'll be able to play an English language version of the proper Twinbee game, I guess now. Which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's all.
Very, very cool. Go Nintendo reports that somebody gave out their 2025 Game of the Year awards later than we did, which is pretty cool. DICE, the 29th annual DICE Awards, which were presented at the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. It's a big like industry gathering thing, and they give out a bunch of awards. Unsurprisingly, Game of the Year, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 just continues to dominate. That got Game of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Art Direction, Achievement in Story, Role-Playing Game of the Year, Achievement in Game Direction. Like, it got a bunch of awards. What made me super happy about this was seeing that Outstanding Achievement in Animation went to South of Midnight. Man, I fucking love that game, and I'm so excited to play through it again. Definitely something that I will pick up when it comes out on PlayStation later this year. Outstanding Achievement for an Independent Game went to Blueprints. Apparently, so what I'm learning from this, Kris, is that we were damn near in lockstep with the industry here, right? Fighting Game of the Year, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Action Game of the Year, Hades 2. Like, I knew Hades 2 was going to be great. Achievement in Character, Ghost of Yotei. Atsu was such a cool character. This was really cool. Similar to our list, Outstanding Achievement in Game Design, Blueprints. Mario Kart World got Racing Game of the Year. It's a good list, It's a good list.
This is one of the I guess more high profile prestige, if that's the right word for it, awards in the game industry. Good stuff.
That was good stuff
all around. Speaking of good stuff, GameSpot reports the Disney Afternoon Collection Switch 2 cartridge includes the full game data. I hate that these are news stories, that this is the case,
yeah, I know, right?
But, it's still worth noting that, this collection of NES games is all going to be on the cart. You're not going to have to download them, so huzzah. Good on you.
That is good. Speaking of bad news, though, Go Nintendo reports that the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection is being delisted. So the information provided from Limited Run Games, just remember, forever physical. We wanted to give you an early heads up that the Jurassic Park Classic Games Collection will no longer be available for purchase on digital storefronts after March 31st, 2026. If you already purchased the game, don't worry, you'll still be able to re-download and play at any time. In the past, we've learned how important it is to provide plenty of notice for changes like this, yada, yada, yada. Thank you for understanding. So they are removing it from digital storefronts. What they cleverly don't add in there is that they will also no longer be printing physical copies. Right. Which is why I was shitty about the forever physical part.
No,
I am sure.
Dan, they're called limited run games. They always do limited runs. It's right in the fucking title. I understand being shitty about the forever physical thing, but they've never done multiple printings of things. They're literally called limited run games.
Let me be shitty about it. I am sure this has to do with licensing. You know,
oh yeah, this isn't a shock at all. This one was never going to stick around.
No, it definitely wasn't. It is a little
odd that it's only 2 years, but it's the Jurassic Park license, and they like dipped into the Super Nintendo and Genesis stuff. Yeah. Like this, the fact that this existed in the first place was kind of a miracle, even though these games aren't spectacular.
No, so they definitely
aren't. I'm going to wind up picking this up before it goes off the market because they'll keep this out there. I'm not going to buy a physical version of this because I have these games physically already. I have the Super Nintendo one, the Genesis one, Chaos Continues for Super Nintendo, and Rampage Edition on Genesis. I think the only one I don't have here is the Game Boy Jurassic Park, which who the fuck cares?
Well, you do now because you can't have it any... No, I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, this is like... It's I'm just being an shitty reality thing,
just to be shitty about it. But this
come on, there's plenty of things to be legitimately shitty for limited run games for. We don't have to make shit up here.
Yes, we do. This is
plenty of dumb shit on their own. Stop it.
This is a podcast. Limited run in the Epstein files.
Look, I'm going to have lots of really nice things to say about limited run later in this episode, so...
I know, I'm just fucking around. And we should probably take that part out, because that wasn't nice at all. We should probably take that part out, but leave this part in, so that everybody's really confused. Know. Yeah, Evan,
I'm not going to take it out, I'm going to redact it.
Please just put a big fucking redacted up when we say that. Yeah, no, the best part about this is they are honestly being very forward-thinking with this and being like, hey, if you were going to get them, like, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, so it's a month and a half in advance. I hope they hit up a sale before it goes off. Like, I really... Like, I don't need these games. Again, I can play them if I really want to, but I would like to have these, modern ones, I think, like Rewind and whatnot. On the Switch, I would like to have it, but not for the price that it's up there for, because they're just these games are good, but they're not that good. I think it's less digitally. Like, I know the physical ones are spicy, but
I'm signing into Steam to see how much it is currently.
Jurassic Park is $30.
Let's see, is it on Steam? Jurassic Park Collection is the Classic Games Collection is currently $30 on Steam as well.
Yeah. So I have to assume this will go on sale before they pull them.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
It's wild to me because right now on Steam, the Jurassic Park Collection is $30. Or for $40, you could currently get Resident Evil's 0 through the Village DLC. The whole fucking thing for $40. So
yeah, these are these specific
that's a much better deal.
They're a hard sell at $30. Like, they're not bad games. And I was obsessed with the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park. It has an incredible soundtrack and is really ambitious.
Sure,
but that being said, the year of our Lord 2026 is not something I plan on doing a lot of. And I wish I liked the Genesis games more than I do. Like, I thought they were pretty neat back in the day, but
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
still, that's a thing that's happening. Not surprising, but it still kind of sucks.
Limited run is the worst.
Anyways,
they hate you.
They do, but still. Yeah, I don't know. Pokemon Go dev removes Pokestop from Epstein's Island. I didn't realize that there was out there. It was one.
The world
there.
is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that's it's GameSpot reports that. Yeah. That's all. Just, I saw the headline and thought, hey, you know what? Let me talk about this next one too, just because I did this. This sale will be over by the time this episode goes live for all parties involved. But we were in the Discord this week talking about doing Flash Friday, which is usually what we do on the second Saturday of the month.
Yeah.
And then Ryan, our boss, had the notion of like, I wonder if we should do a sale this week instead and put Flash Friday off until next week. We have trying to figure out when we're going to do our next sale. And
yeah,
I said, hold on a second, guys. I'm having a terrible idea. And then I had to go take the kids to school. I came back. I was like, look, let me find the conversation because it was really dumb. And I cannot believe that they let me do it.
Cannot believe that the Pinhead suit was like, fine, let us have a little fun.
God, where did we have this conversation?
I'm just kidding.
Well, basically what I said was, so look, the Valentine's Day is red, the Virtual Boy is red. What if we do a Virtual Boy Valentine's Day sale?
Yep.
Andy and Ryan were both like, yeah. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe we're doing this. And he whipped up graphics for it and everything. And it's been going well. We sold a Virtual Boy system, like an Ultimate Virtual Boy bundle with a discontinued flash cart and stuff for $1,000. We've sold a bunch of virtual ribbons and virtual juice. Like, we don't have a ton of Virtual Boy accessories, but we got a pretty decent selection of them. And the sale seems to have been going really well so far, and it was my idea. And Bob from Retro RGB was nice enough to make a post about it as well. Thank you very much, Bob. That was very cool of you to promote this ridiculous sale we're doing. It just makes me so happy. It just makes me happy.
I appreciated the email. Roses are red. Virtual Boy is red. Everything is red.
Everything's red.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That was me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought that was...
I had a lot of fun with it. And you know what? I think that's what I like. I want to try to do that as often as possible with sales.
Yeah.
Like, I like doing that kind of silly stuff.
Yeah, again, God forbid video games be fun. You know? The world's a fucking disaster.
Did this story disappear?
Apparently it did, so fuck Nerdist. Chris Hardwick, come see about me.
He's long gone, I think.
Is he? I have no idea.
I don't know. He got Me Too'd, I think. And
did he?
I don't think he's been part of Nerdist forever.
Oh. Well, whatever. We got plenty of other things to talk about, Chris. I want
to see if I can find this story anywhere. It's just Nerdist.
To know about Goldfish pairs with Campbell's soup to create 2 new games? Whatever you're thinking in your head is better than what's going to happen.
Like, why would it have gotten pulled down? Okay, so let's see here. I found a YouTube video.
That's going to be great podcasting.
Oh, it's not video game, so this shouldn't have been there in the first place. It's like games. It's like a Goldfish flavored Connect 4. What is this? This is ridiculous. I love this.
I want to know even less. Because we have a ton of stuff to talk about, Chris.
Know about it. Yes, we do.
Because Game Informer has given us a chronological list of everything announced at Sony's dick measuring state of play. So last week they were like,
interesting way of putting it. Okay.
Well, they were like, I think they saw the partner direct and they were like, hold on, let's take our dicks out real quick and show off. Because last week they announced that there was going to be a state of play on Thursday, February 12th, and it was going to be over an hour long. And when you put that out there of like, this is going to be an hour long, you're expecting there to be some pretty big shit. And man, there was some pretty big fucking shit. For me in particular, it started off like right on a super high note with a sequel to the original Kena title. What was it? Fucking god damn it. Bridge of Spirits? Is that what it was now? I don't remember.
I just looked this up earlier.
Yeah, I don't remember subtitles
at all.
I just said Kena a bunch when I played it because it was fucking really awesome, and it was a super fun, like, third-person action game, and it was a little rough around the edges, but it's a really, really solid game, and I never thought this would be the type of game that would get a sequel, but here we are, about 5 years later, with Kena Scars of Cosmora, and I thought this looked great.
This looks incredible.
Yeah, I thought this looked
incredible.
Really great.
Like, I went back and looked at the trailer for when I saw that this was a sequel.
Yeah, Bridge of Spirits. I'm not crazy.
Trailer for the Bridge of Spirits one, and was like, I remember seeing this and thinking this looked kind of dumb. Like, it did nothing for me. Something about aging up the character a little bit just looks incredible. The facial animations look astounding. The world looks great. Things are just cute enough. Like, this looks incredible to me.
Yeah, this fox with the
between the
with
last
the peacock
one and
tail.
This one. Oh my god, riding it, that looks insane. It just, I don't know what it is. This really, really looks cool. This looks right up my alley.
Yeah, it definitely is.
This looks insane.
And the first one would have been too, and I do think it's available other places. It might only be available on
just
Xbox.
Yeah. It's not available anywhere that I can play it, but
Bridge of Spirits was really
the first
good.
One that it just didn't look right to me. It didn't grab me. But boy, when I started, I wasn't watching this. I was just like, I'll catch up on it later, because usually when State of Play happens, it's usually happening when I'm making dinner, and also it's like it's usually not a very few things that I care about at all, and then Castlevania, and I was like, oh shit, and then other things started popping up. I was like, fine, I'm starting over, and I started from the beginning, and I looked at this, I was like, holy shit, this looks incredible. Like,
god damn it, I need a PlayStation.
I'm seeing about this when she blows up that monster at the end and all the plants come back to life, like, damn.
Yeah, so that's the gimmick in the first one. As you defeat the monsters, the world comes back to life. It's really, it was fucking awesome. It was really good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have money for a PlayStation 5, and I don't want one of those hideous monoliths in my house. But this is really making me thinking about stuff, because this looks amazing.
Yeah,
this one looks just outstanding.
So after the new Kena sequel, we got an announcement for the multiplayer, and they did the same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. This is the Ghost of Yotei multiplayer DLC. I didn't spend a ton of time with that. I probably won't spend a ton of time with this one as well, but it looks fucking great, and I know people loved it. It got really, really positive reviews when they did it with Tsushima, and this looks fucking awesome. I mean, it's such an incredibly well-made game that throwing this kind of content out there as a free update is just, it's fucking nuts, you know? They're basically adding another game for free, which is just awesome. I can't imagine that one did much for you, though.
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing at all.
And I mean, now the next one, though, announcing that Death Stranding 2 was coming to PCs with ultra widescreen support, I'm sure really got your jimmies rustling.
Absolutely.
Man, I gotta finish
Death
this fucking
Stranding
game.
On the beach and ultra widescreen on PC.
I really gotta finish this fucking game. I love it. It's so good. After that, we got more stuff for this Bad Robot Games multiplayer roguelite shooter thing called For Loop. It's just not my style of game. This looks like a very good version of this style of game. It looks like there's some really neat ideas in here. It's just not for me, but it does look cool. Like,
it certainly looks well made, but yeah, I'm right there with you. It's just not my flavor.
There was one weapon that they showed where, like, you throw like a grenade, and when it hits something, it randomly transports the monster to like a different part of the map, and I just thought that was fucking funny. I can imagine that would be a lot of fun in like a multiplayer kind of setting, or there seem to be some really creative ideas here, and I am sure this is going to be awesome for people who are into this type of game. That being said, it is not one of the things that was for me.
I am not that type of people.
Yeah, I am not that type of people. But then they continued to show more of this Pragmata game, and the more I see of it, the more excited I get. And the more the family sees of it, the more excited they get as well. And I was going to try and download the demo and play through it to talk about this week, and I just didn't have time, specifically because of something that happened later on in this show that took up the time that I was going to spend yesterday doing this. But man, I'm really excited about this. I think this looks fucking great. I wish
I was, because I did download the demo this week and play. Not through it, actually. I quit about halfway through because I didn't really enjoy myself.
Really?
Not that it was bad. It was... I don't know if it just... There's something about it just wasn't clicking with me. There's something about the... I don't know, just the characters that aren't clicking with me on one hand.
Not like performance-wise, so like, right? Like it wasn't.
No, performance. You didn't quit. I did the Switch 2 version, and it looks wonderful. It looks very impressive, but it's so it's one of those things where there's like right. So you have the guy, and you start off, and there's these robots come at you real slow, and you try shooting them a bunch, and nothing happens, and then you pick up the girl, and she gets on your shoulder. And so when she's on your shoulder, you automatically, like, the first thing you do is opens up the hack screen. And the hack is done with basically, like, there's one spot and then there's a second spot on a grid. And you just have to get from point A to point B on the grid. But you do it by pressing buttons instead of using, like, the D-pad or the right analog stick. And I just couldn't get that to click in my brain that I was using the buttons as, like, a second D-pad to get that hacking done. Like, it always felt unnatural. But you did that, and that would open up a weak spot, and then you could shoot the weak spots and then move on. And then it kind of just turned into like, all right, now go over here, pull this switch, and then come back there, and then go over here, pull a different switch, and then come back here. And like the whole hacking and then shooting thing seems to be for like all the enemies. It's like hack it first, then shoot it, and like no matter what the enemy is.
Yeah.
I can't say that it wasn't interesting. It's just that at no point did it feel fun to do. For me. And again, it could just be that this isn't my type of game. I run into this wall with a lot of modern games. I ran into it with Horizon. Like, it just a lot of modern complex games like this just don't click with me for some reason.
Yeah.
So it might just be that I'm not the audience. But I can't put my finger on what it is. Besides the fact that I didn't really feel like it was fun to do the things that the game wanted me to do. Yeah. There's something about this game's overall presentation, and I've been saying it since I saw the first trailer.
Yeah,
something's off. Something just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah,
I don't know, but we'll see.
Fair.
They're pushing it. They're pushing it. They're putting a lot of muscle behind it.
They certainly are.
This new trailer does look like there's things about the environments that I find very interesting looking in this new trailer. So I'm sure there's more to it than I'm seeing, but I don't think I'll be investing in this one.
Well, speaking of another Capcom game that they are certainly apparently very concerned about all of us forgetting is coming out in a couple of weeks. The next trailer was, I believe, more new footage for Resident Evil Requiem. And I will say, the more I see of this game, the more I think I might be getting it in a couple weeks. this trailer really kind of, I think, pushed me over the edge to like, yeah, all right, I think I want this. Like, especially the little bit at the end when they're talking about Leon returning, right? And he walks into the fucking police station. And it was like, I mean, okay, I think I'm kind of in, you know?
Yeah, see, that did less for me because I don't have the RE2 nostalgia. I have the RE4 nostalgia.
Yeah.
So, like, I really wanted to like that Resident Evil 4 remake, but it didn't click with me. But I didn't put a ton of time into it, and I wasn't playing a great version of it. I am on the fence. I don't know. I'm kind of scared to get it because I loved RE4.
Yeah.
I really liked Code Veronica on Dreamcast. I loved RE4, and that is literally all the Resident Evil I have ever actually enjoyed. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm very reluctant to want to pick this up, specifically because, like, I feel like the Switch 2 version is going to be very good, but
I don't think they would have highlighted it as many times as they have if it was not going to be a good version of the game.
This was in the Partner Direct, wasn't it?
Yes.
This was just in the Partner Direct last week.
Yeah, and this is now more new footage. Like, this is more, it's different. Nintendo has highlighted it themselves a few different times in different things. I do think it's going to be a very good version of the game. I like, opposite to you, I love most of the Resident Evil series. You know, like, not just Code Veronica and 4. I love most of it and have played through it multiple times. I didn't love 5. I didn't love 6. I've never been able to get through 7. I've tried multiple times, but that first-person camera view just really took me out of it. I had no idea you could play 8. You could play Village in third person. Apparently, that's a thing you could do. So I'm much more interested in that one now.
Yeah, that's the thing that they mentioned that this is. And I think that was something they mentioned in the Partner Direct. Is that
in the Partner Direct
able to be played in first and third person?
Yeah, and apparently you can do that in Village.
Yeah, I didn't know that because I always thought Village was just first person, and I don't love that. But the third person kind of reminds me of the good old Resident Evil 4 days, and I don't know. Yeah. I really liked Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, this last trailer really pushed me over the edge of being like, man, I think I do want this game, and it's the end of this month. It's in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it's pretty soon. I'm looking at the Switch 2 footage right now, and
it looks good.
Again, I'm noticing this because I just finished writing my Indiana Jones preview today, and I was looking at side-by-side footage, and it's like okay, there's a difference. You can tell that there are textures and whatnot that aren't as good.
Yeah.
But all in all, it looks pretty darn similar to the PlayStation 5 version, and this as well. Like, there's definitely some texture issues that I can see when you put them back to back, but this still looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Think with the Switch 2, I think we're on a level of parity where we can say it looks different, but it doesn't look bad. Whereas with some of the Switch versions of the games, it was like, it looks different, and it also looks bad.
It also looks bad, which I can definitely say for a few things in State of Play as well. I forgot there were amiibo. I forgot they were doing amiibo for these. There's a friggin' Leon amiibo, and I think I need to have him.
This next one, I know you're excited about, but for me, this is one of the ones where, like, I didn't think this looked great. Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. So this is a remastering. It feels just mastered. I don't know that I would go so far as to say remastered.
No, it's definitely remastered. It's definitely remastered.
It still just didn't look very good to me.
Well, again, because it's just all it is an upscaling of the original one, and they did, similar to what they did with Soul Reaver. They added some geometry to certain things. Like, it's pretty cool. But my concern is that, all right, so we got Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right? And now we're getting Defiance, but we're missing the other half of what leads to this.
Yeah.
Like, it was Blood Omen 1 and 2 and Soul Reaver 1 and 2, and then they culminated in Defiance.
Combined
so, like,
and
the fact that we don't have, and especially because the Blood Omen ones, specifically the first one, if there was ever a game that needed
that's
the
one that needs it. That one
Blood
needs
Omen.
That one needs a full-on like remake. I would argue
that needs a remake.
At this point.
But even
if you're
it
going
could just
to
get
do something.
A decent remaster of it that cuts out all the loading time. I mean, I feel like even that would be enough.
Yeah.
So I do find this an odd choice that we're going right for Defiance. But I never finished this one, but I did think Defiance was a pretty cool game.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Did they not mention the other Legacy of Kain game during this?
No, they did. A playable demo of Dark Prophecy, the unreleased sequel to Defiance, is also going to be included in this. That is pretty cool.
That is incredible. That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Oh. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the new Legacy of Kain game. Did they not mention it during State of Play?
No.
Oh. That's
I had no idea.
Weird. Okay, that's extremely weird. I wonder why. All right, so independently of this, Kain, a Legacy of Kain Ascendance was announced like at the same time.
The fuck is Legacy of Kain Ascendance?
It's even on PlayStation's
and it's
channel.
out next month. What?
Yeah.
The shit.
So it's a brand new 2D pixel art Legacy of Kain game, which looks really neat.
Well, I'll tell you why they didn't announce this, but we'll get to it in a little bit. There's something.
I don't think that had anything to do with this. This looks like a pretty different animal, but
yeah. This might be really cool. I might be super into this.
I'm interested in it. First off, it's new Legacy of Kain content, so I mean,
which
that's
is fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this is different from the God of War thing that you're talking about. This looks
spoilers.
Very intentionally low. What's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely less modern looking. So it's Crystal Dynamics, Bitbot, Freak Zone Games. So, like, I can't say the number of developers in it doesn't exactly fill me with all the confidence in the world, but it's pretty neat looking. I'd be very curious to see what the game is really like. But there's a new Legacy of Kain game. There's an actual new Legacy of Kain game that exists. I can't believe this wasn't in State of Play. That's so weird. I thought it was.
That's pretty dope, though.
Yeah. So, I think that's really cool. But what you were talking about, the fact that they cobbled together a playable demo of an unreleased Legacy of Kain sequel.
Yeah,
that's nuts. That is so fucking crazy to me. I can't believe that's real. That's really exciting.
I do think it's
Raziel
cool that
is such a good character.
Yeah, he really is. It's a really good series.
The other fun thing, most of the voice cast, the living voice cast, has survived. Is in Ascendance as well.
Yeah.
So like the Raziel's voice and stuff is the same. That's great.
Yeah. I thought some of the stuff that's going to be in this remastered collection, they're including some lost levels. Obviously a photo mode and all that shit. The digital deluxe version is going to have the promotional comics, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. So, but I mean, this was like, all right, this is a pretty good State of Play. And then we jump into a game called Brigandine Abyss, which, I mean, this.
Yep, don't care.
Yep, it's a tactical anime RPG. It looks fine. I am sure there are people that are super fucking excited about that. But then we jump over to an update for Dead or Alive 6 Last Round, which was like, all right, we're doing more Dead or Alive.
Did we know this was a thing that we were? Because DOA 6 is not the new one.
No. So, but there's they're just continuing to add to DOA. And look, DOA is it is what it is. There have been times
it's a
where
jiggly Tekken alternative, and it's pretty solid. It's pretty fun. I like DOA
I was going to say,
Dreamcast.
There have been times where Dead or Alive was legitimately great. You know, that there have been times where this has been a great series, and it kind of lost its way when it was like, haha, but titties, though.
But it's always been haha but titties, though. The first game was like, check out these gravity-defying boobs, and it's like, this is a weird game. And then there was DOA. I think DOA 2 was the first time it was like, oh no, this is actually a legit good fighting game, which it also happens to be pretty jiggly. And then they were like, welcome to beach volleyball. Like, we're wearing it on our sleeves now. So, yeah, there's something to Dead or Alive, for sure.
Yeah.
And then they announced that they're making a new one.
And that's great. You know, more fighting games. Let's do it. So again, more pretty big news. And it was like, all right. Then we jump to a game that I am super fucking excited for. Control Resonant. This game, this is just my kind of fucking nonsense. I think this game looks great. The fucking crazy jumping on the buildings and gravity perspective changes. Very Inception. This, I think, just looks awesome. Control was really, really good.
This makes me want to throw up.
What's that?
Made
you want to throw up? Tiff said she was like, I don't know what it is, but every time I watch that happen in trailers or whatever for this game, it does something to my stomach. So I don't think I can play it with you.
I want nothing to do with this. It looks neat, but nope.
Yeah, I just when he jumps to the one building and the whole fucking like gravity perspective shifts, I was like,
I don't know what it is. Like Super Mario Galaxy, no problem. This game, I don't know what it is. It's just not. No, I can't.
I think everything in this is just so unnatural. Like that also just feels like crazy unnatural, and I don't know. I'm really excited for it. I thought this was, but we've known about this, right? This was just some more footage for a game we've known about. After that, though, sorry, there's a long trailer that I'm trying to fucking skip past now.
Crimson Moon was next.
Crimson Moon. This looks fucking cool.
Yeah. Very over-designed.
Yes, but I kind of got the sense that that's on purpose. Like this feels like
no, this is a specific style. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Like it's like holy crap, they over-designed the shit out of the environments, the characters. Like it just details for detail's sake, and it's definitely a look. But it's not my flavor of thing. But yeah,
I was gonna say it feels like very tongue-in-cheek though. I thought like watching through this, like it felt like just so over the top, so violent, so hyper stylized. Like it felt like I know Doom Dark Ages exists, but this felt like a Doom type game, like just so over the top and crazy and so fucking metal. Like the part towards the end of this trailer where dude's got like big flaming angel wings. Like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This looks awesome. I'm really excited about it. Crimson Moon looks fucking great. And then after that, this new fucking Pokemon game looks awesome. It took putting a Pokemon game. That's what this is, right? This is a new Pokemon, I think.
Well, it's from Game Freak, but it's not Pokemon.
I know, I'm just being a dick. Beast of Reincarnation. It looks good. It looks good.
God, if they could make a Pokemon game that looks half as good as this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. Like,
this is the same one that's coming out for Xbox, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the one they just showed off at the last Xbox show as well. Mm-hmm. And I think earlier, either this year or like late last year, we saw some more shit for this game. Like this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks neat.
I don't know that it's going to do enough to stand out, because there are a lot of this type of game coming out. But yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. And we got, the one thing I did like about this show is that we got a lot of release dates as well. Like most of what they showed out was coming this year. So we're about halfway through the show. Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition was next. I just could not give a shit less about Rayman. It is just not my thing. But you were excited about this, right?
No, not... Well, I was excited about something about it. Again, I also don't particularly care for the original Rayman. I don't think it's just never been my game. Yeah. But I think what's in here is neat.
I just...
So it's got the PlayStation version, the Jaguar version, which is pretty neat. But more impressive than that, this is the second time that we're getting unreleased content.
Yeah.
You will be able to play the unfinished, unreleased Super NES prototype for Rayman. Like, that's where it started before it moved on to the 32-bit systems. It was like the character looks very different. I cannot believe that this is happening. We're going to get a playable version of an unreleased Legacy of Kain game and a playable version of the unreleased prototype of Rayman for Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
What?
And none of these things would be happening without Sony. So you're welcome.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It was on their show.
Yeah, this is available on Switch as well.
No, I know.
And
yeah, no, that's awesome. For people who give a shit about that kind of thing.
It's also got the very... like, again... I don't love this game, but I remember playing the Game Boy Color version of it and thinking, like, holy crap, they did a really good job with this. The Game Boy Color version of Rayman is very impressive. I don't want to play it because I don't think Rayman is very fun.
But
the fact that they're... This year, unreleased Legacy of Kain, unreleased Rayman, and 2 unreleased Virtual Boy games are going to be available commercially.
That's pretty cool.
Please continue this. Continue this trend.
Yes.
Let us play these like weird unfinished things that like have been floating around for ages because there's a market for that. People love this kind of history.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this. I'm just I don't like the original Rayman. I like the modern ones like Rayman Legends. I think that's really cool, but I had a lot of fun with those games, but that original Rayman just never clicked with me.
Yeah. Speaking of floating around forever, there is an exclusive demo for Mina the Hollower. I feel like this game has to be great. We've said it before.
Does.
I feel like
we had a news story about how Yacht Club is in serious financial straits because they haven't released anything in a long time, and if this game isn't a success, they might go under.
This really has to be great. I really hope it is.
I think it will be. The demo was pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this demo out.
How long it is? Yeah. Apparently, this game is huge.
Yeah,
so
it better be.
That's kind of cool.
It's been in development for 38 years. It better be fucking big. After that, we got Neva Prologue, which is apparently a game that a lot of people really like. It's getting added to PlayStation Plus. The original Neva looks really cool. I like the art style. This Prologue is DLC, and it's like $3 or some shit. Like, it looks super cheap. We were then immediately treated to a game that I got super fucking excited about, and then they showed the trailer, and I was like, man, I don't know anymore. Because they said...
Never mind.
They were like, people who worked on the Tenchu games. And I fucking love the Tenchu games. I thought they were awesome. And I got so excited. And then they showed off Yako Shinobi Ops. And it looked fine.
Yeah. That's also a next year game. So you got plenty of time on that.
Yeah. It looked fine. I didn't really get a sense of if it was 4-player co-op, if it was like the trailer didn't do a good enough job explaining what the fuck was going to happen, I don't think. But then after that, Kris,
I really don't know what to make of this one.
We got
This is wild.
The greatest video game that has ever or will ever be made, and I am talking about Big Dick Chicken Project Windless.
I don't know what to make of this.
I'm sitting there, and like I'm on the couch, and Tiff's on the couch, and the kids are like on the like love seat, and one's on the chair, and we're watching this. We're like, all right, this looks fine. This looks like a generic. The bird that drinks tears. I think is that a chicken? Why is that a chicken? Why is he a giant
chicken?
Manly, sexy, weird. But yeah, chicken. What the fuck? What the cluck, even some might say. I don't care. I will have this on release day. He's like, there's a part of the trailer where like a giant, because he's a chicken man who's giant, and then there's like a fucking giant beetle carrying him into battle as he just is fucking slaughtering everything in his path. This may be the greatest game ever made.
I am very confused by the tone. Like,
it does not appear to be a joke
so
at all.
Incredibly self-serious.
Yeah.
But this guy's a giant chicken.
But he's a giant fucking sexy chicken, Kris. How
it's
dare
called
you?
Project Windless. Because chickens are flightless birds.
They don't fly. They don't fly.
There's gotta be, like, there's clearly some humor in here.
I don't know. I've never read the books.
There's books?
It said based on the what was it? The bird who drinks tears?
Oh, I missed the beginning of it.
Okay, so The Bird That Drinks Tears is a classic Korean epic fantasy novel series by Lee Young-do, often called the J.R.R. Tolkien of South Korea, featuring a unique world with 4 races. Humans, the bird-like Recon, or Recon, I have no idea, the fire-wielding Takobi, and the reptilian Naga, who trade their hearts for immortality. So that bitch at the beginning of the trailer. The story begins with a quest to escort a Naga and envoy to the north. The mission becomes complicated when the original envoy is replaced by a heart-bearing, vulnerable Naga, forcing the races to overcome prejudice to survive a world-altering plot. So no, this does not appear to be a joke at all. This giant bird man is a Recon. R-E-K-O-N. So it's either Recon or Recon, but Recon doesn't feel right. I don't know. Maybe when I finish...
I reckon it's Recon.
Maybe when I finish... I'm currently on book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'll probably be done with that within a couple of days here. Maybe I will jump into this, and I'll let you know if any of it is a joke, because otherwise it's going to be a sexy murder chicken game of the year. Super fucking into it. Man, all right, I'm going to start speeding up because there's still a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Star Wars Galactic Racer looks fucking awesome. It's about time. And the kids said that too. They were like, why has this not been done? And I was like, well, it has been. It was on the 64 Pod Racer. They were like, no. Why has it not been done since then? I don't know. Looks good. You?
So it looks interesting to me. All right. I don't know why it's not on Switch. This is very strange to me that this is not on. It's just Xbox and PlayStation, and I don't understand why you make Star Wars content and not put it everywhere. It looks neat. I think of all the weird things in this trailer, of all the things in this trailer that confused me, the fact that Ben Quadraneros was like the big reveal at the end, like, it's... Why? It's... I love Star Wars. I liked Episode 1 Racer. This looks really good. I just need to see more about it. I'm not 100% sold. Star Wars games always make me nervous, but yeah.
After that, we were treated to some more for this 007 First Light game that, man, I don't like the Hitman games. I don't like the way that they play. If this plays anything like that, I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I also did not enjoy how prominent the scar was on his face. Yes, in the Ian Fleming novels, James Bond does have a small scar. It's described as a thin scar on his face. And if you watch the trailer, he's got a big fuck scar on his face, which I got to tell you, if you're trying to be a super spy, having distinguishing facial features is one of the, like, big no-nos.
Yeah.
In case you were thinking about being a spy, don't have a big fucking scar on your face. It just does nothing for me.
Yeah, it did nothing for me either. Don't care. Let's move on. Konami showed the fuck up.
So much so that they, like, made it a part of the presentation. They were like, hey, so Konami's still a thing. Look at how big their tits are. And it was just like...
We're trying to make games again. And we're like, yeah, we noticed, guys. You've done a lot of really interesting collections of old stuff, and you've even, like, taken some swings at making some new games. Even, you know, they haven't all hit, but you've
done some stuff
here. You've done some work. Silent Hill is still a thing. So what we got going on here? Boom.
So what else you got? Metal Gear Solid 2 Master Collection finally giving Metal Gear Solid 4 a home other than the PlayStation 3. Like Peace Walker, Ghost Babel,
out there in the world.
Great. Metal Gear Solid 4 has been locked to the PlayStation 3. That's crazy. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Ghost Babel, I don't want to, like, skip over that one. That also has never been re-released, and that was only on Game Boy Color, and it's extraordinary. If you like classic Metal Gear, it's really freaking good. So, like, the fact that and Metal Gear Solid 4 are on here, like, because Peace Walker's been ported.
Yes.
Peace Walker was ported like 6 months after it came out on PSP or something. Like, Peace Walker has been re-released
is available other places, yes.
These two chunks of Metal Gear are huge. This is wonderful. And I know that Ghost Babel gets overlooked because it's not technically canon. It's bonus content in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about how limited the content is. Like, it's just these 3 games.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid 4 is such a big fucking game.
And it also must have been a tremendous undertaking. Because it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks great, actually. Which is pretty cool, because it's my understanding that the reason that was stuck on PlayStation 3 is because, like, a simple port job was not really an option with the way PlayStation 3 games worked, specifically ones that were so specifically tied to that console's architecture, like Metal Gear Solid 4 was. So that's fucking great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that. I love that more people are going to get to experience it. But I was like, all right, cool. That's really good. I'm glad that that's happening. And then they were like, oh yeah, and there's an update patch for the first collection that we put out that makes some of the graphics prettier. Still doesn't include Twin Snakes because that'll never end up anywhere else.
The only place that's going to land, because Nintendo has ownership of that, of part of that. I would hope that that's going to show up on Nintendo Switch Online at some point. But speaking of that patch, though, it finally brings Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 up to 60 FPS.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah.
I can't believe... I, for some reason, thought that was just a Switch problem. But the fact that it wasn't even initially 60 FPS on the other platforms is...
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think those got patched to 60 FPS before. Whereas now it's 60 FPS on all platforms. I don't know if it's on regular Switch, but Switch 2 is now 60 FPS on Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, which is great.
It's outstanding.
Visuals on Metal Gear Solid 1, I don't know how I feel about them. Because,
they help to a point.
It's really cool, but also, like, the original Super Chonk graphics, I feel like are that
it's
game's
part of the
personality.
Charm. Yeah.
It really is a big part of that game's personality.
Yeah.
So, like, cleaning it up so you can see, like, the pitiful excuse for faces that they put on those characters in better detail, I don't think makes it better, but I do like that they cleaned up the text. So,
but you also don't spend a ton of time, like, looking at those faces, right? Most of the communication is through the codec. But, like, yeah. Anyways, that's good stuff. And what they put Metal Gear Solid Delta on sale. Yes.
Which is neat. They got to put that on other platforms too. Is that on Xbox? Can't remember.
I believe
it needs to be on Switch. Damn it.
Yeah.
Don't care.
But then after that, apparently there's Darwin's Paradox demo level where you're fucking dressed as Snake. This game's going to be great. I haven't downloaded this demo yet either. This game looks fucking awesome. I'm really, really excited about Darwin's Paradox. It looks like Konami going back kind of to their roots, right? Of like, we make cool shit.
Action. Yeah. This, there is no demo on Switch 2, which makes me sad, but it is coming out. And I'm interested. I like this octopus. He is a strange looking character.
He is a strange looking character, but it looks fun, and the game comes out April 2nd. But then...
Yeah, I kind of forgot this thing existed until the State of Play. I was like, oh yeah, this does look pretty neat.
But then we got the big one, Chris. Castlevania, 40th anniversary, Evil Empire, Motion Twin, a brand new 2D, gorgeous looking Castlevania game.
Modern Castlevania.
Trevor Belmont. This looks
No, it's not Trevor. It's not
dope.
Trevor.
Or no, who is it?
It's unnamed. It's an unnamed descendant of Trevor. So like the letter as the trailer made it sound like it was Trevor.
Yeah.
The letters to Trevor, but the whole time I'm looking at it, it's like that looks like Sonya, because that's definitely not a dude.
Yeah.
And then
I mean it might be. I've played some of the Castlevania games.
Right. No, in the official description, they refer to it as a she.
Yeah.
Refer to her as a she. Oh my god. This looks incredible. I am slightly concerned because of the Dead Cells connection. I hope it's not like a roguelike or anything. But I don't think it is.
Can't imagine it would be.
It looks like it's traditional Castlevania. And this might be even better than getting the Blasphemous people to do Ninja Gaiden. Like, this just looks like a wonderful modern take on the Castlevania formula. Like, we're seeing some map, we're seeing some crazy looking bosses, we're seeing incredible visuals.
Yeah. Really nice, like, special effects.
This showed up in the Discord, and I immediately grabbed my phone and was like, Mike, Castlevania, State of Play right now. He's like, what? My god.
This looks fucking sick, man.
This is exactly what I wanted. This is all I wanted out of a new Castlevania game, just theoretically.
And apparently, this isn't it. They didn't show anything else off, but there was a news report that came out where Konami said this is just the start of what we've got cooking for Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania's 40th. That they're hitting up some good shit here makes me very, very happy.
Yeah.
There is plenty of room for more Castlevania collection in the universe.
Yes.
There are some more Castlevania games that haven't been... I was really hoping for a 3D Castlevania collection, something that incorporates the PS... Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness, as well as 64 and Legacy of Darkness. I feel like that would make for one hell of a collection. The big outlier to me, I think the only one that's really missing is...
Is the fighting game?
Not Judgment. I don't really...
Judgment.
I hadn't really considered Judgment. It was I did a whole thing on this a while ago. No, that's not it. Come on, brain, you can do this. Because I did I write a blog on it? Hold on. I was wondering where the next Castlevania Legacy Collection was, and I had put together a list of other Castlevania games. The big one for me is was it Vampire Killer? The where the heck's Castlevania Collection 3? Okay. So Vampire Killer is the MSX game that came out at the same time as the NES game. That was the first exploratory Castlevania game, and that's never been put anywhere except for Wii Virtual Console. I think is the only place that's really been recreated. So this is an MSX game. It's an extremely important part of Castlevania's lineage. So the fact that that's not there is odd. Also, probably the biggest thing in the room is Symphony of the Night. Like, Symphony of the Night is a big question mark. I don't know why Symphony of the Night is the way that it is. That they only have this updated version of it that's exclusively to PlayStation. Yeah. Except you can still get the original PlayStation version on Xbox Marketplace somehow, I think, is still technically available. But so Symphony of the Night's never appeared on a Nintendo platform. The Saturn version has never been ported anywhere. The original Rondo of Blood was included in that other thing. Yeah. There was Harmony of Despair. I would love to see Harmony of Despair show back up at some point. Yeah. We already did the DS ones. They actually came out. And then we have blah, 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 blah. Adventure Rebirth. That's the other one. Yes. Yes. Adventure Rebirth is awesome. We got the Sharp X68000 one hasn't been in one of these new collections either. Right? Yeah, Castlevania Chronicles, did that show up in one of them? I don't think so. There's like a couple things that are missing. Yeah, so you've got Akamaja Dracula for our X Sharp 68000 / Castlevania Chronicles. You've got Vampire Killer for MSX. You've got Adventure Rebirth. I guess you could technically do Legends, even though that showed up on Nintendo Switch Online. As we saw in last week's Partner Direct, that doesn't fucking matter because Hamster is selling Ninja Gaiden 2, even though that just showed up on Nintendo Switch Online. So weird. So like, I think there's enough 2D classic Castlevania to kind of justify one, like especially if you want to throw Harmony of Despair in there. Yeah, I think there is. Yeah, I think that. I mean, that could be a legitimate collection. I would buy that. I mean, if you're going to include Symphony of the Night, that game's just so big and so important. Oh, right, yeah. If you have Symphony, if you put Symphony and Rondo in there, and then you include those other games, that's it. Sold. That's incredible. Yeah. So you could do that one, and then you could do a 3D collection. Because even if it's just those 4 games, the 3D games are so much more of an undertaking. Having 2 PS2 era games and then 2 N64 games, that would be really something. So I don't know, maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see more of this stuff in this 40th anniversary. I would love to see it. I know the 64 games get really shit on. And maybe they'll wind up just showing up on NSO, but I would rather see them show up everywhere for everyone to be able to play them and properly give them a modern look, because I think there's more good in there than people give them credit for. But back to business. Yeah, we then went Silent Hill Townfall. Looks cool. I mean, if you're into Silent Hill, this is something to be excited about, and if you're not, it's not going to wow you, I don't think. But then they hit with something brand new, Rev Noir. Which like these super
super anime RPGs are just not my thing.
They're not my thing either, but this is vintage Konami. Konami used to do this kind of stuff all the time.
They did, and it looks really good.
Yeah, for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, not for me, but for the kind of thing that it is, it looks like a good one of these kinds of things. So
yeah, it looks
Konami
really good.
Coming out swinging. Did not expect that at all.
Not even a little bit. And it's like, all right, like that was fucking crazy. Like, okay, what else you got? Because we're 50 minutes into this like hour and 12-minute thing. It's like, all right, there's still like 20 more minutes left. They're like, oh yeah, here's a John Wick game that looks like okay. I've never watched the John Wick movies. Maybe I will, and then maybe I'll be more excited about it.
And then they were like, one, it was cool.
And then they were like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of shit about Marathon. Which, again, not for me. I know people are super fucking excited about this Marathon thing.
Yeah.
And Bungie needs it to be good.
Yeah, they need a win.
They really do need a win. I hope this is great. I hope it lives up to, what people loved about the original Marathon. I don't know enough about it to speak about it, but I might join into that server test and see what happens. But they gave this a decent amount of time. And it's like, all right, we're coming to the end here. All right, now we're going to talk about some PS Plus stuff. Like, okay, cool.
Deep.
If you're not on PS Plus, that's a great way to play Spider-Man. Time Crisis coming to that with gyroscopic controls. Looks cool. But the big thing for me in this was Big Walk. The new House game being included in PS Plus. I can't believe
this is not coming on this. I cannot believe this isn't coming to Switch.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it will.
Switch made Untitled Goose Game. Like, that game took off because it was on Switch. Like, I know the game would have performed well anywhere, but that was the perfect fit. I cannot believe House isn't putting their follow-up on Switch. That's insane to me. This game looks just right up the Switch audience alley. I'm shocked and amazed that this is the only platform it's announced for, is PlayStation. But
I'll let you know how it is.
I'm sure you will.
After that, we got some more information on Saros. This game I am so fucking excited about. I think it looks great. It also appears to maybe have some ties to a book Penn is reading currently called The King in Yellow. There's some cosmic horror stuff there, which, if you know, I suppose is one of those kinds of things. But this looks really fucking cool. I'm really excited, and I was like, all right, that's a good way to end this show. Some new information about Saros, some adding some stuff we didn't know yet. This game looks awesome. It's a big deal for them. Fucking cool. And then they were like, nope, we're going to give you all of the X-Men characters that are going to be in fucking Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls. Magic looks awesome. Wolverine looks great. And then they're like, oh yeah, here's Danger. Fucking looking nuts.
Danger, really? Like, in the background, I see Angel, I see Colossus, I see Beast. And I'm like, look, Danger's fine. But I really wanted Gambit in this. I really wanted a Tokon take on Gambit. Like,
you're gonna get it.
No, I'm not.
Excuse me. They said already,
incredible.
They said already that within the first year there will be an additional character available as DLC for each of these 4 teams that they seem to be going for.
Oh, did they? I missed that.
Yeah, that's already been said. I
don't think it's going to be Gambit. It's going to be Cyclops.
Maybe.
Whatever. But even if it is Cyclops, I'll take it. I would love a wacky anime interpretation of Cyclops. Let's do it.
This shit looks fucking incredible.
Of all the friggin' characters, really, we're doing Danger.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, but
we now
I've never
know
been a big fan of Danger.
We now know we're getting 20 characters available at launch, and each so they're broken up. This was the Unbreakable
teams, right?
X-Men team.
Yeah.
So what I'm curious about though is that we've got Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, Captain America, and Ghost Rider. Those are, and Storm. Those are like on the fucking, we knew about them. They're on the cover of the game, or at least the art that's been shown. But we also know some other characters, right? We know Iron Man is in the game. So I'm really curious to see. What's that?
We know Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel's in there. So I'm really curious to see what else we're going to get. This game looks incredible. And I was like, all right, we're ending on a Sony exclusive. That looks fucking awesome. They're talking about it. I like the name, the Unbreakable X-Men. I like the kind of team-focused nature in here. I'm just super excited for this. And I'm feeling like, all right, what this has been.
There's Nightcrawler in the back. There's Psylocke, and like every character standing behind them I would have preferred to Danger. God damn it.
But we're sitting there and I'm like, all right.
This absolutely looks incredible.
That was great. And then PlayStation Studios. Fuck. All right. Santa Monica Studio. Oh, okay.
The God of War logo shows up, and immediately I think it was Genix in the Discord. Was like, is Dan okay?
No, he wasn't. And then fucking original Kratos, TC Carson, Zeus, your son has returned. And it was like God of War trilogy remake. Fuck, dude, are you serious? Son of a bitch.
And then they showed us nothing.
Nothing.
Bastards. You're gonna hit me with a logo on this, you son of a bitch.
Oh, you fucking prick. Then we cut to a quick little interview segment with TC Carson, the original voice actor of Kratos. If this is going to be remade in the style of the new God of War games, but keep some of the fucking mania of it, like I'm just so cautiously optimistic about how fucking great
how
this could be.
Do. I hope it's not redone in the modern style.
I hope so
because
too.
I really like the dynamic camera angles and stuff of the originals. Like, I just want them to remake that, like, with the graphical fidelity of the modern God of Wars.
Would be
with the style of the originals. I think that would be incredible.
It's going to be a little while, but what I thought was interesting about it is that it is the God of War trilogy remake, not remakes. Like,
right, they're remaking God of War trilogy. So, like, we're not getting, what was it, Ghost of Sparta or whatever the PSP offshoots were. Like, we're just getting...
Which is a shame, because there's
1, 2, and 3.
The 2 PSP games, and then there's also Ascension. And I feel like those games definitely need some love. But what I thought was more interesting about it is that is this going to be one $70 game? Like, is Sony legitimately going to put out a $70 God of War trilogy remake instead of all 3 of these separately at $70? Because I would buy each one at $70, and so would everybody fucking else. And I just think it would be very strange for them to not do that. But that appears to be what it is.
At least that's what it smells like. But who knows? We know almost nothing about it.
We know nothing.
What pissed me off about that.
Yeah.
I love the notion of it, but like, really?
So
you're gonna Metroid Prime 4 this right now, you fucking bastards? You saw how that went for Nintendo. Stop that. Give me a logo.
But we're still not done, because then as TC Carson is talking, he's like, oh yeah, and there's one more little surprise, one more little trailer. It's something that had been rumored for a very long time. Right, they show the Santa Monica Studios logo, and then it goes all fucking pixelated, and then we get the
Megacat Studios.
Megacat Studios, and I was like, all right. And then they show off God of War: Sons of Sparta, a Metroidvania search action, if you will, prequel to the entire fucking God of War saga. With really nice... It doesn't look as good now that I've played it. it doesn't look as good in the video as it does in game.
I couldn't possibly, because this I put it in the Discord. It's like, wow, that looks like dishwater. This really did not impress me. I loved the notion of it, the idea of pre-God of War Kratos doing stuff, but I did not really like what I was seeing here. And it could have just been that, like, we just saw 2D Castlevania.
Right.
But, like, I'm looking
at...
like,
this is definitely a different thing. It is going for a specific look.
Massive step down. Especially that last little Hydra head thing at the end. I was like, okay, that just looks silly. That just looks flat out bad. I don't know, man. This really did not do it for me. I was very disappointed in this. Like, you hit me with this really good idea. You hit me with all of this hype. But then you hit me with a logo and you didn't show me anything of the God of War remakes. And then we've seen some other really impressive looking stuff. And this just looks at best fine. I don't know, man.
I get that. But at the end of the trailer, it says available 2026.
Available 2026 today.
And then Deimos and Kratos Smash 2026. It is available today, and I immediately bought it as soon as the thing was done. What a fucking state of play.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
This was
a very good state of play.
Outstanding. Fucking standing. And, like, look, at this point in the PlayStation 5's life cycle, if you're not super on board yet, there's not a ton of things that could push you over into the side of, like, okay, yes, I finally need one. Except for a couple of things that I think were in this trailer, you know, like new 2D Castlevania, I think is enough to push somebody to be like, all right, end with the God of War remake. You know, I can jump on, I can grab one now, I can get the PlayStation Plus and I can play, you know, Spider-Man 2, which was fucking great, and these other games that are really cool. It is a very, very good time to be a Sony PlayStation fan, I feel.
I was very happy afterwards to see that, you know, the usual kind of stuff, like, you know, after a Nintendo Direct, then you find out how much of this is coming to other platforms. Yeah, it was nice to see some of this stuff going multi-platform, but this was a very solid state of play. There's no question about it. That first game that I've already forgotten the name of again, Kena, I thought looked incredible. You know, Castlevania was just such a drop. The Metal Gear Solid collection looked really good. The Marvel Tokon stuff, like, this was really, really well done. This was a very good state of play. I thought the Sons of Sparta really sucked the air out of the room. I'm glad that didn't happen for you.
Not even a little bit.
That was I was like, I was very shocked by that one, but I'm glad that that didn't ruin anything for other folks and that you're actually really enjoying it. That's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. That was a very good state of play.
It was great.
I'm really hopeful that we get a proper Nintendo Direct soon, because
I am too.
Really fucking use one.
I am too. Like, I was really disappointed with the last Xbox One, because they only focused on a couple of games, and they were games that we already knew about. You know, that Beast of Reincarnation game looks great. Fable, it's not for me. Fable's never been for me. You know, it does look really good. But, you know, and then of course everybody's going to buy the new fucking Forza. That's not the one that needs to be in here. You know? So I was kind of bummed out by that one. Like, we barely even talked about it on the show, because it was like, we know about all this shit.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of news there. And then the partner showcase was about as good as a partner showcase can really be. Like, there's never
it was fine.
The big things that really jump out at you. I mean, we did get eFootball kickoff, but
I mean, you're not wrong. That did happen.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks kind of incredible on Switch too. Like, there's some fucking magic there, and there's more Pragmata. Yeah, there's that Turok Origins actually looked kind of interesting. But like, all in all, it was a pretty it was perfectly whelming. This was the shit. This was great. Play was like, this was E3 level goodness right here. Like,
it
this
really
is
was
what you do.
Yeah,
this was very, very exciting, and I'm glad I went back to watch the thing proper.
Yeah, very, very excited, but I feel like that we need a break. We need to towel off.
We need a break. Yeah, I still got some stuff to chat about in the old on the checkpoint. So yeah, we're gonna take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna check in with the checkpoint, see what we have to, how we survived. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast.
Excellent transition.
.com.
Fucking nailed.
Stick around. Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore, because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. All right, everybody, we're back. We didn't really take a break.
No.
We're just thinking about sexy murder chickens.
Oh, God, I'm so for... Chubsin' for a bubsin. I'm dicking for a chicken. I'll tell you what. Really excited. I don't know.
Oh, well, I guess that means it's time for us to check in with the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where Dan and I talk about what's been going on in our lives, what we've been playing, etc., etc. I don't have a ton to report, except for one game. I played a...
You go last. Let me jump in, because we were just talking about
Sons of Sparta. Right, because we were just talking about it, yeah.
So, and I want to hear about what you're playing, because it was generously gifted to me today, and I'm so fucking excited about it. I can't wait. I want to hear about it. But as I was saying, I immediately went and bought, and Tiff insisted. I didn't even ask. She was just like, so why is this still on? Why haven't you purchased it yet? I was like, because they're still talking. She was like, shut the fuck up. Buy the game. And Sons of Sparta is exactly what it looked like. It is a prequel to the entire God of War saga. It is told by Kratos to Calliope. Okay, so he is talking to his daughter. So we, like... knowing where this story goes makes this, playing through this, like, so much more fucking tragic, right? But it is a Metroidvania. It is a search action game. Like, right away, you are hit from the very beginning of, like, you know, you start, like, what I thought was cool about it is, just like every God of War game, you start at a boss fight. Right, so this game throws you right in as Kratos with your spear and your shield against a Cyclops, right? And you're fighting the Cyclops and you're getting your ass handed to you, and then your little brother Deimos shows up, who's voiced by Robin from Teen Titans. Also, Andy? No, not Andy. Andy's the older brother. Who's the younger brother in fucking Mission Hill? It's the same kid. Yeah. The fuck is it? Kevin,
Jesus Christ,
Kevin. Yeah, I was
Kevin French,
drawing a blank. But anyway, that's the voice of Deimos in the game, which is a little weird. But like, he comes and helps you, and you fight this fucking Cyclops. You take the eye or whatever out of the Cyclops, and then you make your way back to Sparta. And as you're going to Sparta, you see little things. You know, the way a Metroidvania does, of like, oh, that shit's locked, I'm gonna have to come back to that. And it's just a well-made Metroidvania so far. I'm probably about like an hour and a half into it. I've upgraded a couple things. I've gotten some new abilities. Combat feels really good. It feels really good to play. It's certainly not as manic as a God of War title is. But you have a nice like dodge roll move that can get upgraded. You get some different weapons later on. I think like the trailer showed like looks like some swords or something. But you're starting off with the spear. There's different tips that you can equip to it. Much in the same way that there was different stuff you could equip in the Norse games, right? With the axe and the blades, you can equip a different like a different blade to the axe, a different hilt, a different wrap. Like there's a couple different ways you can upgrade it and kind of personalize to your playstyle. That is in this game as well. You can upgrade different combat moves the same way you do in God of War. The orbs come out. The fucking chests, you know, the like when he fucking opens the chest, that's in there, right? Like young Kratos is opening this shit up. There's the fucking mythical creatures are there. Like it is God of War, just told in a very, very different way. The voice acting is the only part so far that I think leaves a lot to be desired. Some of it is just like, I don't know if they were going for an intentional, like, this is what games sounded like, Super Nintendo level voice acting kind of like era. And that's not even fair. Like PlayStation level era. What am I saying? PlayStation level era, like voice acting of just really kind of not great. Apart from that though, it looks really good in motion. Like we were saying in the earlier segment, I don't think it looks as good in that video as it does in practice. I will agree with you that Hydra looks like shit at the end of the trailer. I haven't come across anything like that yet. I fought one boss apart from the one you start with. Ikeo, something like that. That was late last night. I was like right before bed. But it was this really cool like spinning murder bird thing. Not as sexy as the murder chicken. But similar kind of vibe. Big spinny death bird. I was really fucking cool and it was a good fight. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's great. And I have it. I didn't know it existed, and now I've put about an hour and a half into it. And that's just kind of wonderful. And yeah, very, very happy with it. So far, I reserve the right to say it's a piece of shit. And I'm sad that I didn't buy Romeo as a Dead Man instead, because that's what I was going to do today when I got paid. I was like, all right, I'm going to buy Romeo as a Dead Man. I'll talk about it on the show. I'm really excited about that game. I can't wait to play it. But then they were like, no, here, God of War, have this. I was like, all right, well, fuck, okay. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks, Sony. It's awesome. It's really good. It's really solid. I like it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I played more Zelda 2. That was neat.
That's not what we're talking about.
But what really happened...
Fucking don't just tease the head. What are you doing?
I forgot. I guess I didn't realize this was coming out digitally today.
I don't think they said that until like earlier this week.
Yeah. It was a very, very pleasant surprise. So this new Jaws thing, because they still hadn't released a trailer for this. It was just like, we've reinvented the original Jaws for NES, made it live up to its promise or whatever. And I'm like, that's a bold statement, because I love Jaws for NES, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it came out today. It was $15. I downloaded it immediately. And it is exactly what I hoped it was going to be. And I was kind of afraid it wasn't going to be, but I thought, well, for $15, to have a digital copy of just the NES version of Jaws at my fingertips. I like to play through that game every now and then. It's super short. It's a great game. Yeah, that's a bold statement. It's a solid game.
I stand by it. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. I don't know if I go so far as great. It's got great music, but it's a good game that I used to play the shit out of when I was a kid. I played so much of Jaws. Because I had
no other options.
I loved the music. I loved the collecting the shells. I loved the sound effects. Like, it was just a neat game.
I have argued and written blog posts, which you can find on the StoneAgeGamer.com, about how good that game is. It is a legitimately good game.
It is a
Angry Video Game Nerd did a lot of damage to a lot of games that didn't deserve it.
So the thing about Jaws is that there's really just not much to it, but it seemed like there could have been. And this really delivers on that promise in a fascinating way. It's outstanding. I am having so much fun. I'm in the 3rd chapter right now. I think there's 4 chapters based on the 4 Jaws movies. I've only ever seen the first Jaws movie, so I don't really know the plots of the other ones.
You are not missing anything by not seeing the Jaws sequels.
The first chapter, again, it's all based on the NES game. But you notice a couple of changes right off the bat. Like, first off, on the map area where you're the boat, you can see where the things are, like in Zelda 2.
Okay.
Like, these little black outlines of things are floating around, so they're not random encounters anymore. You can see where they are, so you can choose to go in, or you can choose to try to avoid them, even though sometimes it's hard to avoid them because they're moving around. But you start off at the first port, and there's a shop, and there's people to talk to. Like, I kind of can't remember what they are in the first one, but they're like characters from the movie. And you don't see the characters, it's just text. But it's like, one will send you out, like, I lost a thing, some weird jellyfish has it. And you go, and then, like, there's an odd-looking jellyfish out in the first thing that you run into, and you beat it, and it drops a thing. And then you get the locator thing. And then you can find shells and stuff. You have a health bar this time instead of like the one-hit kills, and you can get red shells that'll refill your health. All the enemies have unique health bars. There are more powerful versions of the enemies. There's like Shark Level 2, the crabs and the starfish that were weirdly just points in the other one that you could just collect are now enemies with attack patterns. And they showed up They showed up in the second chapter. So the first one, you don't have to stab Jaws with the boat. You just have to set off this thing, and that'll make him go away. That kills the first Jaws. And it was like you set off some sort of like, I don't know, a CO2 container or something. The second one picks up, and like it's more things. Like, these characters will send you on missions. Like, I can get you a better harpoon gun, but I need a bunch of shells to get it or something. So you go out there, you get some shells, and you come back, and then you get a better harpoon gun. But like, you have to buy your power-ups. You can buy more health, you can buy more speed, you can buy more like physical power so that your harpoon gun does more damage. The harpoon gun starts, you can only shoot one at a time. You have to earn the power-up to make it be able to shoot multiple darts at a time. In the second one, Jaws' behavior changes, right? Because Jaws shows up all the time when you're playing the game. But he's always the same, and he works just like the original NES release in the first chapter. But in the second chapter, he'll start darting at you. Like, he'll come from the side of the screen and then just pick up speed and dart straight for you. It's like, shit, this is actually starting to get difficult. By chapter 3, now he won't just dart after you, he will chase you. He'll turn around. Like, they used to always only turn around when he went off screen, but now he will turn around and actively pursue you. He's got way more health, but I got a double dart gun that shoots 2 darts at once. I'm finding like level 3 manta rays that have different color palettes. They have weird flight patterns, but like, you know, the swimming patterns. I know what you mean. They take a ton of hits. There's like jellyfish that go upside down and try to chase you around now. It's starting to get really difficult in a really fun way. It's so cool.
I'm very excited.
Everything I could have wanted out of the NES game as a kid, with these little missions. They say you go back to a port and they send you out on a mission. You go back to port, they send you on another mission, and they give you all these different power-ups, and
there's like a weird, vague sense of plot going on. The only thing that I haven't encountered yet is a bonus level, like the thing where you're the plane and you're dropping bombs on the jellyfish for some reason. I really love those, and I haven't encountered them yet, but I'm 99% sure they're still in the game because there's a control scheme for them when you can look at what the controls are, and there's a control scheme specifically for the bonus stages. So, okay, all right. I don't know what it takes to get them, and I really want to get there again, but oh my god. Plus, the original NES game is in there. You can just play the original recipe if you want to. But this new version is like a dream come true. It's a dream come true. I absolutely love it. I cannot believe this is real. I don't know who they made this for besides me, but shit, it's good.
And me.
Right, yeah. I guess there's more people that enjoyed Jaws for NES than I thought, because holy cats, it's just fantastic.
I am super excited about it. One of our listeners graciously gifted it to me. I posted about it in the Discord. I was like, man, I was going to buy that Jaws game, but then like God of War came out. What am I going to do? I don't know if I'm going to pick this up too. And then like 5 minutes later, I got a Discord notification that it had been gifted to me on Steam. I was like, fuck, amazing. I'm so excited. And now I can play it portably on my Steam Deck as well. I'm so fucking excited to dive into that too. So like, I guess I'm not getting Romeo as a dead man. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, that was going to be the plan, and I guess that's not where we're going. Not that I mind
mixed reviews
at
on that
all. Well, of course, it's a Suda 51 game.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, of course, you're either that kind of crazy or you're not that kind of crazy. But no, I've got new Jaws to play. I've got like. We are very lucky that we do what we do and people like it and, you know, do these things for us. I'm so incredibly grateful and thankful, you know, for our listeners for taking this decision away from me. And it's like, all right, well, now I'm definitely going to play it. You know, that's fucking awesome. You guys are the best. But yeah, well, that's all I got. I'm going to go play some more games.
I'm going to bed, but I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to finish off this Jaws game. I'm just going to keep playing it until it's done because I just love it. I love it so much.
That's
awesome.
I
love that it's real. I love that it's fun. It's interesting. It's great. And I think it's getting now I need to double check this. Jaws Retro Edition Switch. Isn't there a physical version coming out that's like is this a I feel like I remember reading that there was an NES cart coming of this cuz like that's what I'm very curious about. Is there a cuz like you get passwords, but there's also a save feature. Like you can save at any point. I wonder, I can't remember if I saw anything about this getting a physical NES cart at some point. I feel like this could run on an NES as is. Jaws Retro Edition. Yeah, I don't see anything. I just see the Switch one. This has, it has like a big old shark and whatnot. Yeah. I don't see anything about it being put on a new NES cart because I think like that would be really, really interesting because why else would there be these passwords in there? It doesn't add any new music either, which is kind of sad because, you know, there's just this music is so good in this game. It would have been neat to see a little bit, would hear what new music
some sort of
in this
expansion
style would have sounded like.
Yeah.
But, you know, still at the end of the day, magnificent. I'm just so friggin' happy. I'm so happy.
I'm super excited, man.
And well, you should be. All right.
Good week.
Yeah. This was a heck of a week for games. It was an exhausting week. I had some really hard time sleeping the last 2 nights. Yeah. Got up way too early and couldn't get myself back to sleep, so that's been terrible. And apparently it happened again last night, except I did get back to sleep. Apparently last night I was up between 2:30 and 3, and I have no recollection of it, which is, I guess, pretty cool. But I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to crash, and I don't have a whole lot of plans this weekend. You know, we're going to go out to dinner on Sunday night.
I think I might try to take the kids to the arcade this weekend. There's an arcade over in the mall, and I haven't been to an arcade in a while, and I've been kind of itching to do that again. So I think I might try to take the kids to the arcade this weekend. But other than that,
I don't know.
Not really.
It's Valentine's Day and Tiff is working, so
Yeah, balls.
I'm gonna take my mother-in-law to the airport instead. That's what I'm doing for Valentine's Day. Taking Nana to the
particular
airport.
Reason.
Yeah, no, I'm just dropping her there. Yeah,
just dropping her.
See if she makes her way back. If she does, she gets to stay. Good luck. Good luck getting out of Philly alive.
All right, everybody, that is our show. Join us next time for the February 10, 20, 30, 40, where we're going to talk about notable releases from February 10, 20, 30, and 40 years ago. It's pretty self-explanatory. But anyways, we're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you could shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to the show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by banjo guy Ali. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. I'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.